I hooked up with my neighbor and now he's stalking me.
Run, girl.
I, 22 female, made the mistake of having spicy sleep with my neighbor, 30 male. We all know the saying.
The boy next door, don't give him the door.
No.
Wait. The boy next door, don't give him the back door.
You just rhymed door with door.
It rhymed.
You could have said don't be an for the boy next door.
Don't be an for the boy next door.
What I was talking about was don't crap or you eat. We live in the same building and I came home from a night out about 2 weeks ago and met him in the hallway. We got talking and he invited me back to his place. We had a drink. One thing led to another and we had spicy sleep.
Hold me closer, spicy dance.
By the way, this comes from Deleted, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
And OP says, I have to admit, the spicy sleep was pretty awkward and bad.
Oh,
Yikes. I'm cringing as I write this, but as we were doing it, he told me he loved me? We had spoken about twice before this night.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Sometimes it helps.
Sometimes when you know, you know.
Yeah.
So I got my first impression that maybe he was a bit strange. I was really embarrassed by the whole thing and decided to just avoid him, thinking he would get the hint, that it was just a wasted one-time thing and I wasn't interested. But I kept seeing him all the time. I think he must have worked out what time I leave and get back from work because I started bumping into him way more than I used to.
I don't know if he'll get the hint that you're, ignoring him. If you guys did that, he got the hint that now he loves you. So
I feel like you got to be like, hey, dude, I'm not feeling it.
yeah.
Yeah, especially when you see them a lot. You gotta say, hey, dude, I'm not feeling it. I kept the conversation short and acted uninterested, hoping he would back off. He persisted, and then a few days ago, he added me on Facebook, which I ignored. The next time I saw him, he asked me why I hadn't accepted his friend request. So I decided to be more assertive and said something like, the other night was fun, but I'm really not interested in anything. He was quite upbeat and replied, okay, that's cool, but we can still be friends. So I thought maybe I had been a bit immature towards him, and now that I've told him my intentions, we could be friends.
Yeah, and I love you.
We could be friends and I love you so much. I still think he's being over friendly with me. I'm sure he's waiting to bump into me because I see him constantly. He's not shy about asking personal questions about ex-boyfriends and stuff, which I find weird. On Facebook, he has liked so many of my pictures and messaged a couple times asking me to hang out. Is his behavior weird or am I just being overdramatic? And there is an update. No, he's being weird.
Being weird.
He's being weird. I don't know how you prevent, how you stop him from being weird because you've already kind of said, hey, not interested. I think you could be a little bit more firm and say hey,
Yeah.
I'm flattered, but really don't want anything. I got a lot of friends. Don't even want you to be my friend.
You know what's been helping me recently?
Yeah.
How would Sandra Bullock respond to this?
In what movie?
Any movie.
Well, in While You Were Sleeping, she's kind of shy. She would probably go along with the relationship. So you got to be careful about which movie.
I'm thinking Ocean's 8.
That was going to be my next guess.
How would Sandra Bullock in Ocean's 8 respond to this?
Yeah.
Because she's a bad butt.
She's bad butt.
That's what I would do.
Exactly. There you go. That's your advice. Watch Ocean's 8. Oh, wait, no. Ocean's 11?
Ocean's 8.
Ocean's 8. Yeah. Watch Ocean's 8.
And if you're in a scenario, what do I do? What would Sandra Bullock in Ocean's 8 do?
WWSB.
Wait. WWSP I08.
Yeah. There we go. Solved it. Update. Thanks for the advice. I've learned my lesson about having spicy sleep with someone I don't really know and can't avoid.
Oh.
It happens. The first thing I did was delete and block him from Facebook, but I still had to deal with him in person. I coincidentally ran into him on Monday. He asked, have you deleted your Facebook or something? Because I can't find you anymore. Actually, he's probably like, princess. Oh, princess.
Princess, have you seen that guy?
What?
He claps his feet together.
No.
Yeah.
That's concerning.
Oh yeah. And he goes, princess, and then it's really cringe.
I told him he's a nice guy, but I feel like I'm leading him on by hanging out together since I'm really not interested. He replied that he really does just want to be friends and that it would be more awkward now if we're not. It's like a threat. I said, I don't want to give you the wrong impression, so I think it's best for now if we're not, and quickly left. I felt bad saying it, but he was overwhelming me. I haven't seen him since then, but last night I got a rambling long letter through my door.
Oh.
Dear OP.
No!
You didn't give me much chance to speak the other night, and there's more I wanted to say. Though this might actually be an easier way for me to explain my thoughts and feelings, I know we had only talked a few times before our tryst.
Our what?
Our tryst.
Bro, that's old English.
But I felt like there was an obvious connection between us. I'm sure you must have felt it too, or I didn't think you would have come home with me that night. I'm not the type of guy who sleeps with girls I don't really know, but I was extremely attracted to you, and when it appeared you reciprocated my feelings, I couldn't help myself. When you told me you weren't interested in anything romantic, I understood, even if it was not what I wanted to hear. I don't know anything about your personal life, part of the reason why I'm not usually interested in one-night stands. And so, of course, I realize why you might not be interested in me. However, I think it's strange you don't at least want to be friends. We shared a very intimate moment with each other, and you can't pretend it never happened. It therefore seems only logical that we become friends. It only makes it more awkward if we aren't. I just want to say, if you feel embarrassed or worried that I think of you as slutty, don't be. I don't judge you. That would be a terrible double standard. Though be careful, because some men see your behavior as slutty, especially if you refuse to talk to them after. It seems like he's one of those men.
Huh, interesting.
He's like, some men, not me, some.
I would never think this, but some guys might.
Some guys would think this. Just like when a guy doesn't call a girl after they sleep together, he's seen as an a-hole. Really, the point of me saying all this is just to repeat that I understand you're not interested in a relationship with me, and I respect that. However, I'm just gonna say it. I really like you.
He held back there.
You're a fun, smart, and beautiful girl, and I would love to get to know you more. I don't think you can deny that we got along very well before that night, and I don't think what happened should change anything. Don't think you're leading me on. I'm a grown guy, and I know that no means no and can handle just being friends with you. This is so long. But I respect what you said to me, even if it hurt a little, and will keep my distance from you for now. If you change your mind, and if you ever want to talk to me, or if you need anything, you know where I live, and I will always welcome you. That's what neighbors are for, right? Evil. Evil monologue. I'm scared.
Okay. As long
Yeah.
this guy keeps his word, not a bad letter.
What?
Not a bad
He
letter.
called her slutty. He said, I'm not calling you slutty, but most people would call you slutty.
He did, but not a bad letter in the regards of he got everything off his chest.
That's true. Hopefully that's
we can
it.
end it here.
I agree.
Only if he keeps his word. This is a great letter. I would, if there was someone like this in my life where I made a mistake and I did this, and they gave me a letter like this, I would be so happy knowing, okay, it's over with now.
It's over. They're done. He's not going to talk to me anymore. He said he wouldn't.
Also, if we went to a literature major,
Yeah.
I guess you, what century was this letter written?
Just because the tryst. You just really like the tryst. I think this is just very I think we nailed it. This is the fedora nice guy. I think that's absolutely the energy this man is giving.
I thought it would be 1850,
Sure.
something around that time.
1850 something.
Yeah, that knows what Reddit is.
I feel bad because he obviously likes me and has put a lot of emotional value on what happened, but I can't deal with someone this intense. I've been through a similar scenario where I've had to let down a man, and then he sent me a really weird text.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It was so weird. It was really strange. So don't feel bad, OP. You let him down as nicely as you could.
There were parts of that letter I thought were nice.
Yeah, most of it.
Not all of it.
Most of it weird. His letter confirmed that he is odd. So I'm glad I was upfront with him. Yes. And there is a second update. So let's get into it.
No.
It never ends. It never ends. Opie's going to have to move.
Oh, gosh.
Update 2. He went about a week without contacting me. Wow, a whole week? That's a new record. Then yesterday I was getting stuff out of my car and heard his voice say, "Hey, do you need a hand?" I politely said, "Hey, no, I'm fine, thanks."
Step back.
Step back. She's got like bear spray. He got offended and started getting mad at me. He said something like, "What's your problem? I'm only trying to help you. All I've ever done is be nice to you, but you still act like a witch." That was so nice of you to say. That was
Wow.
really nice of you to call Opie a witch.
So nice, man.
He stormed off before I could respond. I was shocked and embarrassed because people around probably heard everything.
Good.
This morning I woke up to another letter.
Oh.
Dear OP, I want to apologize for shouting at you earlier. I let my anger get the best of me, and I'm sorry about that, but I can't help but get frustrated at your behavior. I get that you're not interested in me and that you don't want to be my friend, even if I do find it strange. However, when someone's trying to help you, it's good manners to accept it, or at the very least, be grateful. Again, I'm sorry, and I realize I need to think about the way I acted, and will try not to do it again. By the way, this is how adults deal with awkward situations. They don't pretend they never happened. Hope you accept my apology and the little bit of advice I gave you.
Okay, number one, have you ever seen Seinfeld?
They avoid all of their problems.
Yeah, and those are adults.
Yeah.
That's how people kind of respond.
Mhm.
Even though it's TV, it's kind
Yeah.
of how we think.
And I think you're definitely not acting like an adult in this situation, sir.
I think the only way to respond is with the little voodoo doll that kind of looks like him, and
It's got a bunch of needles in it.
and it's got all the needles in its head,
Yeah.
and you give it to him.
Yeah. And you say, I love you.
Do you
Wait, yeah, maybe do you kind of reverse psychology
do we
him
match
and,
this freak here? And
and go really hard? I would worry. I would worry something would get,
sometimes when you match someone's freak like this,
yeah, they're too freaky.
yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
show you another level.
This letter is worse because he's not even trying to hide the insults and is being totally patronizing. He seems to have gotten over his love for me, but now has some grudge. If he really thinks all this about me, why does he even want to be friends? And there is a third update. It doesn't stop. He wants to be friends because he wants control over the situation. And he feels upset that you've rejected him because he thinks highly of himself. And you're kind of showing him that he's not that great. And he doesn't know
Yeah.
how to deal with that.
I'd like to know where the line is until we can get a restraining order.
Yeah. I mean, once he starts harassing her, which he is, but like, I guess
How many more letters do we need?
we'll save all the letters, definitely.
Can we frame them?
You
Can we have
start-
all our strong guy friends around, kind of have a situation,
yeah.
frame them, and then boom.
Oh, you know what you do? Maybe, I mean, like, I don't know if this would necessarily work, but like, you could get a guy friend and pretend that the guy friend is like someone you're dating or a boyfriend or something, and then
Mhm.
have him. Because unfortunately, sometimes guys only listen to guys. So maybe that would work. But there is a third update. I called my brother and told him about this situation. He was adamant I shouldn't contact him and should call the cops if he continues, so I decided not to communicate with my neighbor, probably the best. I regret telling my brother because he didn't help the situation. Oh no! I had stayed at my friend's house Friday night and came back Saturday morning in the same clothes. He was in the hallway when I got back. I'm sure he had been waiting for me and said, I don't appreciate getting threatening messages from your brother. I found out that my brother had sent him a message telling him to leave me alone. He started saying stuff like, why can't you tell me this yourself? Why can't you at least talk to me? He got angry, repeating what he had said in the letters, and for the first time actually scared me. Then he called me a sloot to my face, and I said, F this, I'm not listening to you anymore, leave me alone, and went straight to my apartment. I think now that it's, we're getting more and more verbal abuse,
Yeah.
especially after the parking lot thing, and now here, I feel like you could get, the cop, at least put like in request to the police or something,
Yeah.
just so you have a paper trail or request for a restraining order or something like that.
Also, if you were put in this scenario and some dude was making you feel this way, I'm not going to message him.
No.
I'm probably going to show up.
You'd show up. Yeah,
I'd
absolutely.
knock on his door. Hey, are you this guy?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
If you ever say another word to this woman over here, things in the future will happen.
Yeah. Did you just like leave a letter? Like, did the brother just leave a letter?
Dude, that
does nothing.
brother, it does
You gotta
nothing.
Show force.
That makes me so mad.
I found out my brother had messaged him, you need to leave my sister alone. You're creeping her out. If you don't, there will be consequences.
Okay, we'll say that in person.
Yeah, go to him and say, there will be consequences.
Get a gang of guys.
Yeah.
Who
Even
would
though
I bring?
Yeah, who's your entourage?
I'm thinking Seraphim.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a lot of scary looking friends.
All of our friends are
Seraphim's just tall.
are so sweet looking.
Yeah, they're actually delightful. Maybe Christian, he's tall.
Even though I was worried this might have provoked him, I decided to call the police. Smart. The next morning, I woke up to another letter. Dear OP, I'm sorry for some of the things I said to you yesterday. I didn't mean them, but the heat of the moment got to me. I did feel threatened by what your brother said to me. All I've tried to do is talk to the person I live next door to after I had spicy sleep with them. You've made it pretty clear you're not interested in me, and I've accepted that. Have you? Have you, though? However, I have explained to you multiple times that I find it strange you don't want to talk. So I think you should be more understanding to my feelings, instead of just labeling me a creep. I think we need to talk like adults, in person, because I feel so frustrated that you don't understand what I've tried to say to you in my letters, and the only way to do it now is face to face. I won't let my anger get the better of me like it has previously, and surely you must see this is a better idea than getting your brother to send me messages. There was no way I was going to talk to him in person again, as the last 2 times we spoke, he just got angry with me and called me a sleut and a witch. I wanted the whole situation over now, so I called the police. It was the non-emergency line, and they were actually very helpful. And they asked me to go to the station, and I had to show all the stuff he sent me, the letters and Facebook messages. They filed a report, and originally they offered to call him, but when I told them I didn't have his number, they said they would go and talk to him.
There we go.
Yay! Finally! If your brother can't go in person, then the police will. But you guys can listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story. Do you have any final thoughts?
Glad.
I'm glad.
This...
Yeah.
You know, the police will probably put it into it, hopefully.
I hope so.
And I know for a fact there are a lot of you that have been through similar situations like this,
Yes.
which I would say, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you went through that, and no one should ever go through this.
It's not fun.
Not fun.
Not fun.
We're making an app called Call Your Brother. Call the Right Brother. There we go.
Oh, call the right brother.
Call the Right Brother, and then they will put it into all this stuff.
You get a nice person to come show up and yell at another guy for you. Yeah,
It
you
comes
have
in...
you have people who have been vetted by other women go and bully a creepy guy for you.
There we go, and it comes in waves. It's like a little story. One, it's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Hey, could you stop? One, it's like a gruffer guy, and then it's a final boss.
Yeah, and it's like 5 guys.
Yeah.
Squirtle Squad. And they go, Squirtle. And they blast him.
What the?
Yeah.
With what? With like
water.
With what?
It's like a fire hose.
Yeah, that's our services.
That's our service.
Squirtle Squad.
I just want to make this clear for those who responded to me before saying going to the cops was too far. No, it's not. This isn't a restraining order. He hasn't been charged or anything. All I've done is file a police report, and we have both agreed to not contact each other, and if either one of us contacts each other, then it will go further. I was sort of expecting for him to send another letter after this, but he hasn't. I know it's only been a couple of days, but I do feel better about the situation now. I'm going to stay here for now. I might talk to my landlord, but I don't think he'd let me break my lease. If I feel like I don't want to stay, I think my brother would help me out with money. Do feel bad about what happened, and of course I should never have had spicy sleep with him. I don't think that's the takeaway. I think that he should have been respectful after you did.
I'm also on the side. You should meet someone's mother before you have spicy sleep with them. At least know what their parents are. So I'm going to agree with you on that one, OP.
Oh,
you should
man.
maybe feel a little bad.
That's a tough one. There's like 90% of people I feel like don't do that.
Well, I'm different.
You're different.
So I'm a woman's doctor. I got to know
You're
like
a woman's doctor.
I got to see like the woman that made my woman, and I got to make sure
and then you're
everything
like,
looks
okay,
good.
I got it right. I understand now. The number one lesson I have learned is don't sleep with your neighbor. But if anyone reading this finds themselves in a similar situation, I guess my advice is trust your instinct and go talk to the cops because they can be helpful, and it doesn't mean they're going to start arresting people. Anyway, thanks for all the advice. It was appreciated. My former best friend is stalking me.
I think they just miss you.
And trigger warning for stalking and intimidation. Location, East Tennessee, USA.
This is in Knoxville. Johnson. Yes, I know where this is.
Well, there you go. I don't think anything illegal has occurred, but I think the situation is spiraling in that direction. I'm getting letters in the mail and now phone calls at my workplace from a guy I haven't seen in 10 years. He won't stop. This has been going on for about 2 years now. I'm really scared he's going to show up here. I work at an elementary school and it's my worst nightmare that'll come for me. Freak out and innocent children get caught in the crossfire.
I might know who this is.
That's terrifying. By the way, this comes from Hopeful Muppet 582, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley. I'm kind of from East Tennessee.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily. But we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And background. This dude used to be my best friend in middle school and high school. We talked nerd stuff most of the time, like video games and comics. I'm Arrow Ace to the core, and I was well aware of rumors that he was crushing on me. So now and then I would sprinkle my feelings into conversations. Dating is gross, stupid, waste of time. I don't like guys, etc.
I don't like other guys, is what he heard.
Yeah, he said dating is gross when it's not you. Dating is stupid when it's not with you. Dating is such a waste of time when I'm not with you. I don't like guys unless they're you.
He's gonna save you from this, don't you worry.
I thought I covered all my bases, but he still asked me out in high school. I said no and reiterated that I already informed him that I don't date and wasn't interested. He looked like his soul passed away, and from that point forward, never spoke to me or even looked in my direction ever again.
This might have happened to my friend Nina back in East Tennessee.
Dang.
Because she also works at an elementary school.
So you might know this guy.
I don't know the guy. I know OP.
You should text her.
I might.
This you?
Bro, I'm going to.
Fast forward to 2 years ago, I got a letter in the school's mailbox. A handwritten letter with brown stains all over it. Asking how I've been and how it's so crazy 10 years have passed, and asking to meet up again. He left his phone number, email, and address. I'm not stupid. It's obviously sketchy as heck, so I ignored it. Then I got another one a few months later, identical down to the letter. Then another several months after that. The third one I threw in the trash. The fourth one returned to sender with a paper of my own stating, "Do not contact me." This morning, our front office is getting repeated calls asking for me. I panicked, pretended I couldn't hear him, and hung up. I'm afraid to ask if he's still calling. What can I do now? I already called the post office and they stopped him from sending mail. It's not illegal to make phone calls. My instincts are right 99% of the time, and my gut is telling me things are going to escalate. I briefly entertained calling his local police department to talk to him, but I don't know if that's a thing I'm allowed to do. You don't know until you try.
No.
I've never had problems like this before. Can someone please point me in the right direction? Please. And there are some relevant comments.
Ooh,
baby.
Remember a story
where
this take was very effective.
Mm-hmm.
What this person is, they got a boyfriend, and this boyfriend stalked their stalker, and then that scared their stalker away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And then the stalker that was stalking in the first place found out about the person that was stalking them. Was like, I'm very uncomfortable. This is really effed up.
Yeah,
I can't
read
believe
this
you.
story. Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think you need to find a stalker for your stalker so they can get a taste of their own blood.
Taste of their own blood?
Yeah, the stalker's blood. Yeah,
Not this. Okay. Oh.
of their own blood. That's what they say. That's a
not-
that's
it's not
a
a saying.
saying, right?
Taste of your own medicine.
It's not blood.
Comment 1.
I've been hanging out with too many vampires then.
Gee,
My bad.
man. I would imagine that you have shut down social media content. You need to bring this to your employer's attention immediately. Stop hiding it. Make it known how scared you are. People can't keep eyes open if you keep your mouth shut. You need to alert friends and family. People need to hear it. Security camera needs to go up inside and outside of all doors. Check windows and lock them down. If they open up and down, add a wooden bar. There are manual door alarms that you can buy cheaply online. They stick to the door with adhesive or a screw and make an obnoxiously loud sound of your preference should a door be open. You can get the same alarms for windows too. Reach out to a lawyer for education about your rights. They might be able to write something to spook the butt hat away, but they can also teach you what steps you should take to build an intimidation case. A consultation with a lawyer is worth a couple $100 for peace of mind. You can also speak with your local police to learn how these situations are handled in your area. Calling the non-emergency line or going to the station is the best method for that. Stop throwing away the letters. You need them if you ever go to court. Every email, every text, every phone call needs to be logged. Keep track of the time, date, phone number, any messages left. Make paper trails. Just don't sit there hiding in fear. That's probably the most dangerous thing you can do in a stalking situation. Be loud, be vigilant. OP says, thankfully, I kept the original letter, just in case, because I'm paranoid. My principal got our school officer and a detective involved. He thinks I have enough information to get a restraining order and possibly press charges. I already have security cameras around my home, and my workplace has cameras everywhere. They even changed my schedule so that I'm never alone. I'm grateful I work with good people.
Dude, that's an awesome workplace.
Yeah, they all have your back, and that's the most important thing. I'm glad that you reached out to them and let them know. And you got a detective involved. You are absolutely right. I was hoping he would give up, but he's clearly sick and needs help. But now I have no choice. I can't let him near these students. I love them like my own.
I've seen a YouTube channel where this girl is breaking up with her very, really bad relationship ex.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys come and they're here for her, and they're like, hey man, you gotta leave. And they're kind of her protectors. Is there something we can do there, hire protectors, or get a big brother involved?
But the thing is, I don't know if she knows where he lives, or at least specifically, because he's just sending letters and stuff.
No return addresses on it. This guy's
I don't know.
This guy's wild.
But she sent something back, return to sender.
Yeah, but that just goes return to sender.
But they'd need the return address to know how to return it to the sender.
That's true. It probably would have an address on it. So I guess you could reach out to him. But probably
she sent
let
the letter
detective
back with
do,
it. Yeah.
So probably just do detective stuff.
Guys, I'm getting together a business called Working on the Name. But essentially, we come to your stalker's house, tell them no more.
Beat them up.
And we have a team of how to locate them. And we have what I need
highly skilled, tall people.
I need big, scary looking guys that have the heart of a teddy bear, but are also intimidating. If you have them, send me their contact information.
Yeah.
Please. I would love to call them.
What is this? Some kind of suicide squad?
Yeah. If they got some jail time, but they came out of it great, also that's a perk.
Better.
Yeah. It's hard for people coming out of jail to find jobs. I will give them a job.
Give them a job.
Also, what chat pointed out, I just double checked. He left his phone, email, and address in the letter.
Good point. So, yeah, send that to the detective.
Here we go.
Comment 2. This isn't a mite. You are being hassled and stalked, and you have a right to be left alone. Here's some steps you can take to assert that legal right. Send a cease and desist letter. Return receipt requested. You don't need a lawyer for this, but if you can afford an hour of one's time and think it would give you a peace of mind, have a lawyer do it. You'd probably want a lawyer that is experienced in family law. The cease and desist letter should tell him to not contact you in any way, and that you will be pursuing a restraining order against him if he contacts you again. There are free templates for this that you can trivially find online. This gives you documentation that 1, you told him to go away, 2, he received your message telling him to go away, or refused, but refusing a certified letter isn't a strong defense, and 3, the exact time when he received your message telling him to go away. Tell your employer that this guy is stalking you, to not forward any calls, not let him in on premises, and that you're looking into restraining order. If you hear from him again, go to your local police department and request a restraining order. You can do this right now, too, but more documentation equals better. You could also go to the police in the town he lives in, but it's probably easier to go to your town's police department. Plus, his might tell you to handle it in your locality. They shouldn't tell you to bug off, but it's very possible that they might. Keep all the documents on hand. Also, ideally, back them up in iCloud or whatever cloud storage service your phone has easy backups to. If he has a restraining order served against him, his local cop should confiscate any weapons he might have. I wish you the best of luck. And OP says, thank you so much for the tips. Our resource officer is involved now, and we are getting set for a restraining order. Apparently, he called again, talking crazy stuff, so the detective wants to press charges to keep him away from the area. And there is an update.
I also got an update.
What?
So instead of me making this company, there's already a system in place. Biker gangs.
There you go.
Sorry. Biker clubs.
Biker clubs. Just like in Veronica Mars.
Yeah.
Gets the biker club on her side.
I think maybe hitting up, if you are going through something like this, hitting up your local biker club, explaining the situation, and I think they would actually love to help you out.
Bring them some cookies.
Yeah.
I think it could work.
I feel like they like simple chocolate chip.
I feel like they're chocolate chip kind of people.
Maybe peanut butter.
Oh, well, but you don't want to worry about allergies.
I don't think you can have a peanut butter allergy and be in a biker club.
They're not exclusive. I don't think they're exclusive.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I thought they, like, rub peanut butter on whoever just to make sure. Like, oh, he's good.
1 month later, I posted on here a little over a month ago asking for advice on an uncomfortable situation. I thought it was fair to update since I got advice from all you nice people.
All right.
Here's the update. A few hours after our court session, it felt like a disaster. I was a wreck, so I probably didn't explain as much as I could, but I told the judge how uncomfortable I was and that I wanted to be left alone. I was visibly shaking and crying while I tried to explain the situation. Although no threats were made, I was still uncomfortable. The judge offered us two choices: a mutual restraining order so neither of us was allowed to contact the other, or a trial if someone wanted to dispute the order. His mother was loudly whispering, "Agree! Just agree!" I agreed. He, however, did not. According to him, I was wasting everyone's time with misunderstandings and false statements. We've so much proof that you yourself have given literally proves that you are so guilty.
But Sophia, can't reason with the fool.
True.
This
man is a fool.
He's not even talking straight. Yeah.
He stated I was one of multiple people he was trying to reconnect with, and that I was exaggerating the number of letters he sent. He claims 2, but I got 4 and only kept 1, which I brought to court. He put all the blame on me for not speaking to him. He also said he never received my note telling him not to contact me. He got in trouble multiple times for speaking out of turn and constantly putting his hands in his pockets. He spoke and gestured dramatically like he was on some kind of TV show. Everyone in the room looked confused and uncomfortable. The judge even stopped more than once to question the fact that this guy insists he isn't a stalker, but also refuses the restraining order at the same time. Unfortunately, because he claims to not know that I didn't want to communicate with him, I can't get a restraining order. That is not how that works.
Man.
Apparently, ignoring his attempts for 2 years doesn't automatically equate to I don't want to talk. The judge did.
You sent a letter back saying, "Don't contact me."
Well, he's saying that I didn't get that letter. That was his excuse. So now he's saying, I never knew that you didn't want to talk to me. And so OP's like, well, even if you didn't get the letter, I would think that not talking to you would maybe...
If you're talking to someone and they're not responding, maybe that's a hint.
The judge did give him a stern warning to leave me alone and that any more calls or letters will result in bigger consequences.
Okay, at least we're leaving with this.
Yeah, at least we've got the law on your side, OP. He's gonna be in big trouble. The officer stayed at my side the whole time and even kept him in the courtroom longer to give me time to leave without being seen by him. By the way, I would love to see you listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
Or we will stalk you.
No.
She doesn't have that much free time on her hands. I do. I'm going to make sure you're listening to us.
I'll spend all of my free time on Monday.
Okay. She'll take the Monday shift.
Yeah, I'll take the Monday. Tuesday, I gotta pack Tuesday. I can't do that Tuesday.
I can maybe do Tuesday, Thursdays, whenever we get back.
Yeah, 24. I'll get some Starlink and then I'll do on my 24-hour flight.
Carly, what day do you want?
I'm out.
She's not about it. All right, cool.
Okay.
She respects your privacy. We do not.
So there's a little bit left. I feel like OP's got it all handled. That is such a scary situation, but I do appreciate that. It seems like she had everyone on her side. She got a lawyer, got to court. So it seems like you're doing everything you can. Scary situation, but like you're handling it well.
I've been in one encounter where I didn't feel safe, and it was between like 2 guys and a girl, and I was still like, I feel uncomfortable. Like something could happen here, and I just like it's not fun. It's never fun going through this. Have you guys ever been through? I had somewhat recently, I guess. It's not like it's not a bad situation, and it's not technically stalking, but there's this guy that I went to college with who I never met at college but knew of, and he did not have the best reputation in college either. Who like keeps coming to my plays and to try and ask me out, and I'm like, please stop. Yeah.
Like I never respond to him. He wasn't at this one.
Yeah,
I think
Tintin
he
was
hopefully is my boyfriend.
Oh, your boyfriend. Okay, we can say that now?
Yeah.
All right, boyfriend.
So I guess that's all I can do. Hope for the best. Is there anything else I can do to protect myself? I don't really blame the judge on the technicality, but that doesn't mean I'm not still paranoid and uncomfortable. At least there were plenty of witnesses to his strange behavior today. I'm hoping this is the end of it, but I still feel scared. Is there anything else I can do? And some relevant comment says, comment one says, don't beat yourself up. Sounds like you did great. Everyone can see what you can see. The judge, his mom, the officers, everyone. And while you didn't get what you wanted, you laid the first step. Next time he contacts you in any way, you'll have a clear path to getting the restraining order you want. But chances are you never hear from him again. And besides, you don't want a mutual restraining order. That'd be on your record too. OP says, I never thought about it like that. I guess everything worked out as well as it could. Thank you for changing my perspective. Comment 2 says, I am not a lawyer. I am not your lawyer. I would submit that bigger consequences for any more calls and letters should probably serve about as well as a deterrent as a restraining order. A restraining order would still mean that you would need to alert someone if he did contact you again. Obviously and unfortunately, a restraining order is not a magical bubble. What you have is different from a restraining order and will likely involve a different process if more happens, but it sounds like he has a guarantee of serious consequences if he contacts you again, either way. Perhaps that is worth some solace. OP says everyone keeps telling me to calm down and I'm trying my best. You're right that the results are pretty much the same either way. I just need to deal with this paranoia for a while. Thank you for your kind words. Comment 3 says, unfortunately, our legal system is usually a process. It's rarely one and done. You've taken the first step and made his behavior known, and now he's been warned by the judge. You also now know to document everything. If any more letters show up, save them and alert the police immediately. Also ensure your employer documents any calls from him and alerts the police immediately if he does call. I'm guessing he'll stop, but if he doesn't, you're now one step closer to him facing real consequences. And OP says, thankfully our school has great security, tons of cameras, and an attentive SRO. She tells me often that they have my back. Plus, she's good friends with our town's detective. You have a town's detective?
Instead of a city detective. Dude, those city detectives are very, snobby.
Well, I feel like, yeah, you just got a small town detective. He wears a little fedora and a coat, and he goes around smoking a little bubble pipe.
Bubble pipe?
I think we've caught the criminal. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Comment 4. Cameras can help provide proof he is physically following you. Most folks are a lot less clever than they think they are. Cameras for home. If you feel he might be stalking you on foot, you can put a rear-facing GoPro type on a backpack. OP says cameras are a must. I have them facing all parts of my property, and with motion sensors, they definitely give me a little peace of mind. Mine are set to flash bright lights if something activates the motion sensors. A few years ago, it spooked a guy trying to get into my mother's car. When the lights came on, he took off running. I recommend the Ring system to anyone. And that is the end of that story.
I'm just glad this one turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
Not what we wanted. We wanted the restraining order.
But it can be so much worse.
But we put the fear of the judicial system in it.
The fear of the judicial system.
That worked out well.
Yeah. My boyfriend secretly catfished my stalker to toy with his feelings.
Fight fire with fire.
I, 28 female, broke up with my ex, 28 male, 10 months ago, but he will not get over it. Despite me wishing to no longer interact with my ex, and even though I'm dating someone new, Cole, 29 male, my ex has been trying to win me back by doing over-the-top things like sending me gift baskets, love letters, chocolates, etc., even though I've blocked his number. Blocked him on all social media, and always ignore his attempts to woo me with his gifts. By the way, this comes from Deceased Caterpillar, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. OP says, he never actually interacts with me directly, never waits for me outside or tries to talk to me. He just leaves gifts at our doorstep and runs away. It's creepy and makes me super uncomfortable. Cole, who I live with, doesn't actually see an issue with this and says he feels bad for my ex and doesn't want me to waste my ex's money or efforts. So I reluctantly just let Cole eat the chocolates and other stuff since he insists I don't throw them out. He even likes reading the love letters even though I tell him I don't want to. I don't understand why he's so chill about this because my ex and Cole aren't even friends and have never interacted. So it makes no sense why he's okay with my ex doing these dumb gestures that he knows make me uncomfortable and creeped out. If anything, Cole should be pissed off that someone is trying to steal his girlfriend, right? Anyway, all of this finally came to a head on my birthday. After work, I came home to our apartment decorated with balloons, chocolates, and flowers. I was immediately touched, thinking all of this was a surprise from Cole. Nope. Apparently my ex actually came over with all this stuff, buzzed our apartment doorbell, and Cole let him in. Then my ex left before I got home. Cole apparently saw no issue with this. He literally let my ex into our apartment like it was no big deal because my ex came all the way with all these gifts, which was such a thoughtful gesture. Now I feel totally unsafe. What if my ex secretly left a hidden camera or something? I have no idea why Cole is so fine with all of this. I've talked to him over and over, and he won't understand why I would want to reject free stuff from someone who clearly creeps me out. I love Cole, but the fact that he actually let my ex into our apartment was a huge breach of my trust, and I have no clue how to deal with this. Is this relationship just unsalvageable, or is there a way I can get it through Cole's head that none of this is okay? Could Cole have ulterior motives by letting my ex do all these things? Any advice is welcome. I just have no clue how to handle this absurd situation. Thanks. And there is an edit. I don't have the money to do everything that was recommended, but I am going to do some investigating into Cole and my ex possibly being in cahoots with each other and confront Cole this weekend, likely to end this cluster of a relationship. The consensus is don't even try to save the relationship and stay safe. Comments by OP, why she's already living with Cole. Cost of living mostly. I live in a very expensive city, so I was living month to month on my own. He basically offered to be my roommate so that we can go half and half on the rent, internet, utilities, and it would relieve my financial stress, which it has a lot. It might have been stupid to jump the pew-pew at us moving in so quickly, but he had only shown green flags until now. I can technically punt him out and try to look for a different roommate if things are totally done for, since most of the stuff in our apartment is mine. I mentioned above it was mostly to do with the cost of living in an expensive city that we moved in quickly. I've known Cole for a couple of years as a friendly coworker and gaming buddy, and then started dating him 8 months ago. I thought I knew him well enough, but apparently not. I meant he only showed green flags before we started properly dating, and we moved in together. Before this whole stalker mess, he was, or at least pretended to be, thoughtful, funny, helpful, and sweet. The type who, if you told him you had a hard day, he'd offer a shoulder massage and let you vent to him. It wasn't until this Stalker X stuff that he showed such a disregard for my safety and comfort. I've been with Cole for almost 8 months at this point. I have no idea how the two of them could have met, since they don't share any friends, went to different schools, work totally different jobs, and have completely different interests, unless they secretly became friends while my ex has been stalking me, and he's hidden that from me, which would just be absolutely ridiculous, because who would want to be friends with the guy who's stalking and trying to steal your girlfriend? But at this point, I have no idea anymore. Another commenter asks if OP is sure her ex was in the apartment, and OP responds, I mean, all of the love letters and signed tags are in my ex's handwriting, so unless someone has copied his handwriting down to a T, then I'm pretty sure it's my ex. Cole has been the one eating all the edibles and interacting with the gifts. I do not even touch them, lol. My initial thought is maybe he wanted to keep my ex's gifts around so he could get free chocolates to eat. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually that careless. His friends already know about all this and seem to think it's funny that my ex is such a tryhard. His family lives across the country, but I could try texting them. My ex was easy to break up with because I had only been dating him 2 months before he pulled some absolutely dumb crap that pissed me off so much I felt no remorse in dumping him instantly. I'm sorry, you were only dating this guy for 2 months?
This makes no sense now.
2 months, and he is stalking you 10 months later?
There's something underneath happening.
This is scary.
Do you think Cole and your ex are cousins.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Let's throw out all of those theories.
Yeah, there's just a bigger picture we're just not seeing right now.
Something else is going on
Yeah.
underneath the surface. With Cole, it's a bit different since I've known him years before dating and thought he was a really great guy until now. He's genuinely sweet in every other way except this one thing, but this one thing is definitely bad enough to outweigh the good things. It just sucks, but I have to think about my safety first. My boyfriend is work from home, so there's a chance he caught my ex while he was dropping things off and they talked. He denies that, but I'm becoming more and more paranoid now, and I'm definitely going to see what I can do to end this relationship in case they are secretly in cahoots. I'm becoming more and more paranoid that they have somehow come into contact if Cole caught my ex while he was dropping stuff off previously and then became buddies. It makes no sense in my head, but neither does any of this crap. It's all so nonsensical that I could believe anything at this point. I don't have the money to break my lease, but I can punt Cole out since he's not on the lease. And there is an update 3 days later, but definitely punt Cole out. He's not on the lease. Get him out of there.
Get him out.
You're the only one on the lease. And then you can... There's so many people that are always looking for a place to live.
Especially, you said you're in an expensive city, so I know that's very populated.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook groups.
I don't think it will be that hard to find, someone to share your place. But, maybe do a little check-in on them. See if maybe friend of a friend if you can.
Yeah. I'm just confused how you get a stalker after 2 months.
Yeah.
And your boyfriend of 8 months, he's just letting him do whatever.
Yeah.
How long has it been the whole 10 months that he's been doing this crap?
It seems so.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it picked up within the last 3 or 4.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't think she specified.
I'm just at a loss. Hopefully this update clears up some things.
I hope you break up with this ex and he doesn't... I hope you don't have 2 stalkers. Update 3 days later. When I got back home on Friday, I tried to come up with a good plan to keep myself safe while I confronted Cole. A lot of people put the fear of God into me in the comments of my last post. I invited my very tall and intimidating younger brother over to be there while I talked to Cole. My brother couldn't come over until Sunday, so I spent a day and a half awkwardly trying to pretend everything was fine, but Cole kept asking me what was wrong and love-bombing me. Eventually, Sunday came around, my brother showed up, and we grilled Cole about why the heck he's been so fine with my ex coming around with gifts and even letting him in to decorate our apartment for my birthday. I was not ready. All of you had a lot of theories, one of which was that the two knew each other and or were working together. If anything, I would have rather that been the case because the truth is so much more messed up. Basically, Cole has been fixated on my ex, which is what you said. You were like, he's into those love letters, man.
But why?
The love letters have been working, just not on OP. He has essentially been stalking my stalker. Cole admitted that he made fake social media accounts, yes, multiple, to follow my ex and has been stalking his Instagram and Facebook.
What?
Apparently, my ex has been making a lot of vent posts about me and how hurt he is that I'm not returning his feelings. And Cole has been egging him on with his alt accounts to get my ex to keep trying. The reason my ex is still stalking me is because Cole has literally been telling him to on his fake accounts. It's obvious my ex is unstable if he's listening to random strangers telling him to keep trying, and Cole is taking advantage of his instability by planting thoughts into his head. My ex has no idea that Cole has been encouraging him to keep pursuing me. So why was Cole doing all of this? That is exactly what my brother and I asked. His answer, to give my ex false hope. Anytime my ex posted on social media about me, Cole got some sick satisfaction out of watching his misery. He wanted to string my ex along to keep trying just to watch him fail over and over. Cole found it hilarious that my ex was wasting so much money on gifts for me and that it was him who ate the chocolates and read the desperate love letters while I avoided them like they were radioactive. This has all been some sick game to see how long he could get my ex to keep pining for me. I've been living in fear for months because Cole thought it was funny to manipulate my ex and watch him be heartbroken. I cannot articulate how sick all of this is. He said he makes sure not to go too far by discouraging my ex from making direct contact with me, but I can't believe anything anymore. I've read so many stories of people who were dating someone who seemed so sweet initially, but turned out to be unhinged. But I never thought that could be me. I was careless and naive because I clung to someone who finally treated me with kindness, but he is a twisted man who turned my ex into a monster by feeding his delusions. I think if he hadn't done all this, my ex probably wouldn't still be stalking me in the first place. My constant fear and discomfort have just been an unfortunate byproduct of his little game of puppetry. I'm so shaken up, I feel like I'm spiraling. I'm living with my brother and his girlfriend while Cole gets the heck out. I told him he needs to move out within the week, or I'm getting the cops involved. He didn't make a fuss. He just looked at the floor like a puppy. Good. He hasn't even tried to call or text me, but I blocked him just in case. I'm gonna see if my landlord can let me break the lease early with no extra cost, but if I can't, my brother is going to cover the extra cost in the meantime. I'll stay with him and his girlfriend until I can find somewhere else. My brother is seriously a godsend. I'm definitely going to go back to therapy as soon as possible because this whole situation has me unable to sleep at night, trust anyone, and I really need a better understanding of what red flags are in relationships. So many of you told me I was a pushover, and y'all are right. It shouldn't have taken this long for me to call this relationship with Cole off. This is so messed up, but I'm safe for now. I don't know what I'd do without my brother and his girlfriend. Thanks to everyone who told me to get out of this relationship because Cole was way more twisted than I ever could have thought. I'm out, gone, never looking back. And there is an edit.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is insane. What I appreciate about updated stories is
Yeah.
the first story. They're looking for help. They don't know what's going on. Everything's going to heck. They seem crazy.
Yeah.
The second update, if they don't get their crap together after reading all the comments that people have been posting,
What are you
then they're
doing?
lost hope. But here,
Hero P's like, thank you. This is for you guys.
this is eye-opening.
Yeah. Wow.
Dude, how do you even find a person like Cole?
Yeah. That's pretty insane. But there's a little bit left. I called the non-emergency police line to file a report about all of this. It wasn't super helpful other than just making a record, so I'll do a follow-up with them once I have safe access to my apartment and can collect evidence. I unblocked Cole for now to gather any text evidence, as some of you suggested, but he's been pretty quiet. He sent a photo of a couple of garbage bags full of his stuff and asked if he could have a day to say goodbye to my cat. I have her with me currently at my brother's place. No way am I letting her near him. By the way, you should come near us and listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story. Do you have any final thoughts?
Top 10 most shocking stories ever read.
Truly. Like, of all of the freaking reasonings that we had and theories, I was not expecting he was just trying to torture OP's ex. That's pretty wild. There's a little bit left. OP says, I haven't replied yet. I turn read receipts off. I haven't contacted X1 yet, still figuring out the best way to do that. Tomorrow is a stat holiday where I live, so my brother and his girlfriend will be home from work. We are working together to figure all of this out. Definitely moving out of my current place as soon as I can. Sorry I can't reply to all the comments. I'm still pretty overwhelmed and anxious, but I'm trying to read most of them and I appreciate every one of you. OP says, I took the week off from work because I need to just figure all this crap out. I am so full of anxiety, but my brother's trying to distract me by talking about competitive Pokemon. Bless his heart. Several comments say to have somebody tell her ex that he's being stalked and cyberbullied. Was so caught up in escaping that I never considered this. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. My head is such a mess right now. I'll need to brainstorm the best way to let my ex know. I hate to know how he'll react to that, though. I'm gonna find a way to get someone to tell him. He might be a creep, but he deserves to know he's being manipulated. Oh, I am definitely not going to contact my stalker ex myself. I'll probably get my brother to do it, since he at least met my ex a few times while I was dating. My dumb self didn't think to record Cole's confession, so we don't have hard proof of his cyber intimidation towards my ex. Just gotta hope he believes us and stops interacting with Cole's alt accounts, though I don't know the name of Cole's alts, just that he has them, which is also complicated. He was sending me gifts before I started dating Cole, but it definitely ramped up after I started dating Cole. And that is the end of that story, folks.
My boyfriend's sister is obsessed with him, and I think it's crossing the line.
The Lannisters send their regards.
Oh, God. My boyfriend, 19 male, and I, 20 female, have been dating for a little over 3 years now. He has one sister, 25 female, who I feel is obsessed with him. I was blind to it at the beginning of our relationship, but over the last year, it's been showing more and more. And by the way, this comes from user throwaway 080321, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, she calls him repeatedly 5 or 6 times in a row, along with multiple texts if he doesn't answer immediately. We'll be hanging out with friends or on a date, and she'll just do this to see what he's doing. Annoying in any context, doing that to someone. No matter who you are, that's annoying.
So you're saying I shouldn't do that to you, Dakota?
Don't do that to a single person. Don't do that to anyone. Anytime we go somewhere, she has to know where he's going, what he's doing, who he'll be with, and what time he'll be home. A couple weeks ago, she came into his room while we were laying in bed watching a show and called him my love, just to tell him his phone was low on battery. On another occasion, she sat down and petted his bare chest while talking to him. Completely unnecessary. She has his location and watched it like a hawk 24/7, sometimes just showing up wherever we were without warning. All of the red flags, please. All of them. I need them in this story right now. I have a sister that we occasionally hang out with. When we do, my boyfriend gets texts from his sister or her boyfriend saying things like, thanks for cheating on us, or thanks for the invite. She has a boyfriend? And she's still treating her brother this way? This is crazy. Okay, we gotta keep going. Really immature stuff. Last Thursday, we were driving home from the store when she and her boyfriend conveniently showed up on the same road. When we ignored them driving next to us, they sped past and she flipped us off out the window. My boyfriend started a new job in April that made him extremely tired, so he doesn't really talk to her or anyone else right now. This made her freak out, thinking he was mad at her. She complained to their mom, who then asked me about it like I had something to do with it, which I didn't. I've expressed my concerns to my boyfriend, and he sees the problem, but has trouble saying anything because she gets overdramatic and freaks out. He recently stopped sharing his location with her, and she's pissed about it, constantly requesting access again. Buddy, the block button exists.
There's such thing as codependent. This is beyond that by like 1,000 miles.
I wonder if there was some kind of something that happened. Like, this almost sounds like, it feels like a trauma response or like a trauma bond. Like someone has, it's crazy. That's crazy to me.
I think it could also, there could be some level of like neurospiciness with the sister, maybe, where she is just so, like, she's grown up with him. She's so dependent on him. She's used to him being like a constant presence in her life. And just the way she's wired, she just can't take that change. It's so foreign to her, and she's feel like she's losing it. And because of the way she's wired, it elicits this response. It's not at all excusing it. You need help. But that could be something that is prompting this kind of behavior.
That could be. On the 4th of July, my boyfriend got a little too wasted, so I drove him home. The second we walked in, she ran out of the bathroom to take over caring for him, even though I had it handled and I'm perfectly capable. I feel like she's threatened by me and is low-key obsessed with her younger brother. There are many other incidents I could never fit into this post. Any advice, please? And we have some additional comments, but honestly...
Wait a minute, this is the younger brother?
Yes, he's 19, and the older sister is 25.
I lost that in the insanity of this all.
Yeah, I think it's what needs to be done is your brother needs to make it very clear how he's feeling and that he thinks this is kind of crazy and that it needs to be like, we need to calm down. And then if he says that and sister still can't respect his wishes, then we need to start putting up boundaries and limiting contact.
I'm going to update my potential motivation behind it. I think a lot of this depends on the relationship with parents. If the parents aren't very present, and potentially it's sister who raised the brother,
Yeah.
that could be a very ultra paternal instinct that the sister has developed because of that and
Yeah.
that bond, and she feels like she's losing him because of the girlfriend now.
Yeah, OP
So
even said,
I-
like, she
yeah.
feels more like a mom.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that the parents probably didn't raise
Yeah.
either of them. So it was left to the two to fend for themselves.
Let's see if we can gather some more information here. In the additional comments, are they blood relatives? OP says, yes, 100%. They are blood relatives. A commenter says, how does your boyfriend feel about her behavior? In general, does his sister have her own life? I mean, does she have like a job, her own apartment? She should be focusing on her own life and not her brother's. OP says, he just says that she has always been like this. He just tells me he will create boundaries, but I think he's scared to make her mad. She's a nurse and engaged to a boyfriend of 8 years. She still lives at home with him and their parents. A commenter replies, I don't think there will be any boundaries until one of them moves out. Why is he afraid of his sister? Are the parents aware or are they totally oblivious? OP says, I think he's just scared to make her mad or something. I'm not exactly sure. He doesn't like talking about this subject since it usually leads to an argument. Their mom told my boyfriend, we need to get along, but I'm not ever rude, and I just don't talk to her anymore. Commenter says, wow, that's a lot. Very odd of her to be so obsessed. At least he turned off his location. I wonder what her boyfriend really thinks about all this. OP says, I don't think her boyfriend sees the problem since he will take part in some of the things that she does. He also had my boyfriend's location, but it was just recently stopped being shared a couple of days ago. Are they just like fake surrogate parents? Like, this is insane. This is insane.
It's not normal behavior in the least.
Another commenter says, what does your boyfriend have to say about all of this? This is a suggestion, what she should say. Hey, I think we need to sit down and talk about setting some boundaries with your sister. It's obvious she doesn't respect me or our relationship. How would a talk like that go with him if you said that? OP says, he says boundaries will be set, but then an opportunity arises to get a said boundary, and he does not do it. And there is an update. However, what are we suggesting?
It's not going to stop. If he's already passed on several opportunities to have boundaries, and he's just excusing it over and over again as she's always been like this, it's never going to stop. She's gonna have her own kids, and maybe she'll even like neglect her own actual kids to deal with him. I think they need to have boundaries and distance, and until there is something that forces them apart, it's going to be bad. And even if they're forced apart, I don't know if she will just continue to blow his phone up and keep checking on him relentlessly.
Let's see what we got in this next update. First off, the good news is we're still together, and now we're engaged. Okay, congratulations.
Happy.
Back in October, shortly after my original post, his sister finally moved out. That was amazing, and things calmed down for a while. I've honestly blocked out some of what happened, but there are a few major events I remember clearly. At the beginning of this year, my fiance and I were looking to buy a house about 35 to 45 minutes from our hometown. When we told his parents, his mom completely shut down and was obviously upset. She tried listing every reason we shouldn't do it, but I had answers for everything. She acted like a child for days, barely talking, and when she did speak, it was to criticize our plan. We ended up not buying the house, partly due to her lack of support and partly for work-related reasons. Things stayed relatively calm for a couple more months aside from the usual location requests. My fiance and I have had many long, serious talks about his family, and we've chosen each other every time. He sees the issues now and has cut his sister off. Let's go! Since we still live with his parents until our wedding next year, he'll say hello if she's around, but that's about it. The final straw happened in April. Around 1 a.m. on a Friday night, I started getting multiple calls from blocked numbers. I didn't answer at first, but then my fiance started getting them too, so we picked up. On the line were a couple of girls claiming they had been with my fiance the night before and the week before, saying they had done the horizontal mambo with him. They were trying to convince me he was cheating. I knew immediately it was a lie. We recognized the voice as his sister and one of her friends, and they called 15 to 20 more times, kept changing their story, and couldn't keep their details straight. We finally confronted them by name and told them to stop. I was furious and got on the phone telling her this is why we don't talk to you anymore. You need to grow up. You're almost 30. My fiance told his parents about the prank calls, but they denied she would ever do something like that. Oh, so the parents don't know how crazy she is about the brother. A few days later, she admitted it to him and laughed it off, calling it a joke. She didn't care and never really apologized. That was the moment he completely cut her off. His mom didn't help matters. She ended up yelling at my fiance, saying I was the new variable ruining the family. Then at the end of April, it was his sister's birthday. We had already decided not to attend the family dinner because it was also my mom's birthday. We were going to her celebration instead. During my mom's dinner, his mom sent him multiple texts saying she was disappointed and that he broke her heart by not choosing her. When he didn't respond, his dad texted, "When you come home, don't bring your woman with you." You mean my fiance? You mean my soon-to-be wife?
This is all sorts of ridiculously disrespectful and unhinged. Also, like, so this sister, do you not realize that your brother knows what your voice sounds like?
Yeah, just what an absolute no-brain move on sister's part. Like, just unbelievable. My fiance went home to talk to his parents while I stayed at my parents' house. In the front yard, his dad lectured him about how blood is thicker than water and that no one should come before your blood family. My fiance asked if his mom came first in his dad's life, and his dad said no, which honestly blew my mind. And by the way, it'll blow your mind. How you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you'll be able to listen to over 70 days worth of stories. It's like 1,600 hours.
My mind is so blown.
Blown wide open. Let's finish this story. Fast forward to June when his mom insisted we have a face-to-face family meeting. It was awful. I confronted his sister directly, but she had nothing to say, so most of the conversation ended up being between me and her fiancé. My fiancé did defend me, so I wasn't entirely on my own. Since that day, there's been no further drama. His sister remains cut off from our lives. We're happy, planning to move out as soon as possible, and we're looking forward to our wedding. And that is the end of that story. Wonderful. Focus on y'all, the perfect thing to do.
I catfished my stalker to make her stop, but everyone says I'm the worst.
Ooh, I don't know. It might be morally wrong.
Yeah, years ago, my partner and I split up. We've been together 5 years already, but we weren't happy, arguing a lot, drinking a lot, and being very nasty towards each other. It was bad. After we split, because we were both very broken people, we put ourselves on dating sites and spoke to some other people, because that's how you heal. But we could never get each other out of our minds, and eventually, something brought us back together. We sat down, talked about what was wrong, and decided to try and fix it. By the way, this comes from Expensive Secret 312, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit, where this story is from. This is one of our own.
Crazy.
I'm Riley.
I'm Carly.
And I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give a good advice goofily, but sometimes we don't have all the answers. So, if you have any thoughts or questions or advice, please put it down in the comments. As OP says, we both took ourselves off the dating sites and talked about what we had done in the period that we've been apart. One of the women on the site never met. One of the women on the site he never met continued to talk to him, and because I'm not an insecure person, I was okay with it. He told her we were back together, and he was just being friendly. I saw the messages. I trusted him, and I'm not threatened by other people. He never hid it from me. I get that a lot of people would be upset about it, but I'm just not one of them. After about 2 or 3 weeks of her texting him every single day, he told me that she was starting to get a bit much, getting annoyed when he never responded, asking about a relationship, and being very full on. He said he wasn't comfortable with her anymore and how it was going, so he told her he wasn't going to be responding anymore and wished her well. The next week, she continued to text him. He received a message containing tickets for a band he loved, saying to take me, have a great time, and that she's been thinking of him. This, to me, flew all kinds of red flags, so I decided to step in. I sent her a text telling her that it was inappropriate and that she needed to respect his wishes and back off, and that I understood how she possibly felt, but should move on. It didn't go down well. She took offense to me messaging, and what ensued after that was just pure madness. She did not stop messaging him, but instead, she chose to message me every single day. She would send me threats, calling me names, telling me he loved her, that he was cheating on me with her. She told me she was following me and watching me, always commenting on my appearance. Every account I blocked, a new one appeared. I was fat, ugly, unlovable, a doormat, in a toxic relationship. None of it bothered me. Ignore, block, repeat. But that's how it went for a long time. He was water off a duck's back to me. So we just carried on and lived our lives. Years passed. We had a baby. We were happy. We lived a normal life. Apart from every weekend, I was still getting harassed by a complete stranger. It got to the stage where she started mentioning our child. Now she'd come to our house, so we called the police.
Fair.
Yikes. We gave them all the messages, her name, and contact details, and they went to issue her with caution. When they came back, they told us she lived with her fiance and 2 teenage boys, and that her behavior was very out of the ordinary for someone with her life. So I did some digging, and the entire time she'd been pestering me on a dating site, she had a fiance of 15 years and 2 kids.
God. And she was on a dating app.
This is why we should throw some water on the internet sometimes.
Huh?
Burn the internet alive. We don't need it anymore.
We don't. Except for, okay, story time.
Let's all gather at the town square at noon and we can read stories together. How about that?
Yeah.
The old-fashioned
You
way.
just tell us the stories, we'll just live react
Yeah, we'll have like a
instead.
little tip jar at the front and you guys can just throw stuff in there, get to say whatever.
Yeah.
I thought it would all stop now that the police were involved, but it didn't. We had maybe 3 weeks of peace, and then I got a message from her directly telling me how miserable my life was and how amazing hers was, and all the usual name-calling. So I sent her a message telling her that she needed to stop and go be with her fiancé and leave us alone. She didn't know that we knew about her life, and it sent her spiraling. She started copying everything we did. I'm an Instagram blogger and have a very successful page. She found my friends, family, work, and endorsed companies on there, started contacting them, spreading lies and telling them how my partner was cheating with her, slandering my name, and threatening me with the police. She made out everything she was doing was actually the other way around. This tipped my partner over the edge. He unblocked her number, called her. She didn't answer, but she messaged him telling him how much she loved him, that she missed him, that she wanted them to be together, and to call her back when she was alone. He told her that he would be filing another police report and she needed to leave his family alone. He blocked her number again, and we were hoping that she might stop. The next night, a knock on the door. The police. An anonymous report had been filed that I was being domestically mistreated by him. I lost my ever-loving mind. I went to show them the messages she had been sending, and she had sent me one saying that I needed to make a stand and report the abuse, that he didn't love me if he hurt me, and not to stand for it. I was furious. The police believed us completely, and they said they would issue her a second warning.
I feel like we're beyond warnings at this point.
Yeah,
Can we not get the full restraining order yet?
What is happening? This is crazy. Ew. Gross. After that night, I was exhausted. I'd had to put up with this for nearly 4 years.
Oh my god.
She could have graduated college by now. Dude, you have an undergraduate and being stalked.
Yeah. Dang.
Congrats, OP.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh. I just needed it to stop. So I decided to do something that I've never done before. I took some photos off a friend, I told him, and I made up an account pretending to be him. I spent a week establishing said account to make it look genuine, and then I added her. I liked a few of her posts, commented on some stuff. It didn't take long for her to DM the account, being nice. After a matter of days, she started asking personal questions. I played along, being nice, playing into her compliments, to the point she carefully felt comfortable because she talked all about her life.
Okay.
And this is where you start writing your movie, OP.
This is
moment.
the movie. You're reading the script.
Oh, this is beautiful. She told me how she was in a relationship but resented him because he ignored her. She loved him but wasn't in love with him. She stayed for the kids, that she was really insecure. It clicked for me. It all made sense. She was miserable in her life and herself. And because I wasn't, she was projecting. The clarity that it gave me was profound. It didn't annoy me anymore. I felt sorry for her. Now, I just needed it to stop. I carried on, listening to her, playing along, until one day, she re-entered my own personal DMs about how she'll never leave me alone until I realized that my boyfriend doesn't love me. I'm ugly, and he loved her. Blah, 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 blah. And then to the catfish DM, she sent a photo. It was a photo of her in a bra and underwear in front of a mirror.
Ooh. Oh.
What is OP about to do here? She told this man she was attracted to him and wanted to meet him for some extramarital activities.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Go to this location. Boom. SWAT team arrested.
For what?
Stalking.
The thing is, like, the cops have done nothing to help this so far. Like,
Yes, they
2
have. They've given
warnings?
2 warnings, 2 wrist slaps. Carly.
What? How good does that work?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did something.
Like what? It just irritated her. I feel like.
Yeah, it made it do worse. Oh, a few more photos followed after. I didn't need to see. With sentences, no engaged woman should be messaging someone else.
She's not engaged. She's married.
No, she's engaged.
I thought she was married for 15 years.
Fiance of 15 years.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I know, right?
A fiance for 15 years?
What are we doing at that point?
Yeah, she said she was off to work and to think about what she wanted. So I shut it down. I saved the entire conversation and shut down the page. After a day, myself being me again, I opened up my socials to a barrage of. She was none the wiser about what I'd done, but it was all directed at me and my kids.
Oh no, she's gonna blackmail her.
Ooh, probably so. So I did the one thing that I knew would make it stop. I sent her the photos of everything I had done. I told her that I felt sorry for her, that she needed to address her issues and be a better person, fiance, and mother, or I would print it all out and send it to her partner. Expecting her to hyper implode and bracing myself, she sent me one message telling me I was a loser, that she would always be better than me. She felt sorry for me, that he loved me. I was fake. I wanted to be her. I was jealous of her. And that was that.
Wow.
And every single one of you right now can be with us any time of day that you want. You can stalk us on your favorite podcast platform. Just search up OK Storytime on iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
I mean,
Did this go well?
Yeah. I'm like, the morality of like, was it right to basically catfish her and then blackmail her back with it? No.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that was your best plan of attack. Is it maybe possibly going to work better than what the cops are barely doing to help? I mean, maybe. Like, I know they really won't step in until something happens usually. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of like,
What
are
are
you
we-
just
what
going
are
to
we
wait
doing
for
here?
that?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, you took it into your own hands. Yeah. Cool.
I mean, I don't know. It didn't really seem like that helped. This one was crazy, and
Yeah.
she should be an Alaskan fisherman for 6 months.
To experience
Yeah.
aloneness or
Just being
isolation
on a boat, catching fish
in the cold.
in Alaska.
Maybe she'll love it.
Yeah.
Start stalking the
She
fish.
just needs to go somewhere. So,
Yeah.
OP continues. I've not heard a single thing from her since. She deleted all her fake accounts. She deleted all her real social media accounts. She's gone. It's been a while now. It's been so nice being stalker free. I don't know if it's for good though. I'm not a mean person, but after everything she tried to do to me and my family, I literally wouldn't think twice. I recently told a few people my story and what I did, and it didn't go the way I expected. People said I was worse than her because I let her on and should be ashamed. But I just needed to stop. I needed my life normal and pesterment free. She got 2 police cautions and still never stopped. What more was there to do? She clearly had issues and didn't care. So I just want to know, in this whole situation, am I the a-hole? I think you could have reached out to the fiance way sooner than getting all these spicy
Well, she
pictures.
never reached out to the fiance though. She's just got the blackmail to potentially reach out to the fiance.
Yeah, but you could have sent, hey, this person won't stop pestering me and is saying she
Yeah.
loves my husband.
I feel like the fiance does kind of deserve to know that. I mean, out of all of it, whether you were the a-hole or not, she was obviously the biggest, scariest one.
Yeah.
I don't think that you necessarily were the a-hole. I just think you did something that wasn't always considered like morally correct. But
Yeah.
I accidentally saw evidence that my husband could be cheating.
Well, at least it's a could be.
I, 30 female, don't know where exactly to start. My husband, 32 male, is working late tonight, or that is what he says. So I thought I'd take some time to write in and ask for advice. We have been together since college, married for the last 8 years, right after college grad for me. By the way, this comes from I Think It Might Be Over. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. So we're just going to try to guess what we would do in this situation, but let us know what you would do in the comments down below. So We were perfect for each other. Many friendships have come and gone, but we've always found contentment in each other. Both adventurous and did some traveling together when we were first married. We argued, but not a lot. We had kids. The first one that was a planned child was 6 years ago. Second, surprise child. And the last is now 3. Since having kids, it's been tough to get time together. Both of our parents live a few hours drive away. There aren't many babysitters that we've found that can handle our rambunctious boys. Husband works a demanding, stressful job and has had to cancel vacation plans more than once over the last 6 years because of a terrible boss. We were seeing each other for what felt like minutes every day, and our children, while wonderful, demanded a lot of our time and energy. His boss changed about 6 months ago. Immediately, his hours became more reasonable and his stress levels went down. Still long hours and travel some days, but better. We had evenings together again, but something was different. It felt like we were strangers, just roommates who had kids together. We were just so exhausted from the last few years that we must have spent a couple months using any spare time we had once the kids were in bed, crashing, watching Netflix, etc. Just boring stuff, and all along I felt very disconnected from the man who was supposed to be my partner. So we talked about it. I told him that I missed him. We had a few conversations about feeling disconnected. We hired a sitter, went on some dates, and things started to feel better. He's been more loving and attentive. He bought me flowers again. I was feeling so hopeful, like I was getting my partner back. About a month ago, I noticed something that I think I wasn't supposed to. He has been talking about this work trip coming up for a week in August. It's been a bit of a sore spot for me since in my mind, summer is for family vacations, not work trips. But I've been being understanding. However, when he was in the shower, his phone beeped, and I saw an email from someone named Allison entitled, Our Trip.
With an exclamation point?
With an exclamation point. Our trip. Doesn't necessarily sound like a work trip.
Doesn't sound very worky to me.
Yeah. I felt a little weird looking at it, but when I asked him about it, he checked his phone and told me that it was a spam email.
What?
Doesn't sound, that's not the kind of spam emails I get.
That's the
Don't know about
worst
you guys.
cover I've ever heard.
Yeah,
That's clearly not a spam email.
right. That's crazy. I didn't think of it after that, but since then, I haven't seen his phone left out again. I found something else about a week ago. It was a receipt for a jewelry store, and it was a sizable sum. Money has never really been terribly tight for us, but even I was surprised by how much it was for. I felt a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I admit I looked for his personal laptop to see if I could snoop through his emails. But he had taken his personal laptop to work, something that he had never done before. I was getting nervous, but somehow didn't want to bring it up with him. Maybe I was trying not to believe it, but this morning I found his credit card bill in his sock drawer. Why was he hiding it, you ask? There were transactions going back over the last month, all for stores that men typically don't shop at. I added them up, and he has spent a few $100s on what looks like women's clothing and lingerie. I haven't seen anything from these stores in our house, so who are they for? He is working better hours, but still away some evenings. He could be spending at least an evening a week with someone else. I don't know what to think, but I fear the worst. Is there someone else? Was I too unavailable when our kids were younger? Is he going on a trip with them? Is it this Allison person? What am I going to do if he leaves me? He's buying her presents, for God's sake. Doesn't that usually mean a man is moving on or falling in love somewhere else? I don't know what to do. I don't know any of his passwords, so I can't snoop. I could call his office to make sure that he's actually there when he says he is, but if I talk to anyone, I think I'm just going to start bawling again. He should be home in a few hours. What am I going to do? I don't want to raise my kids alone. I don't want to be alone. Any advice, please? And there are some comments and way more to this story, but what would your advice be?
Well, bro, I don't know what to tell you because it's like you don't want to raise your kids alone and all
Yeah.
this stuff. And it's like, maybe you can find a different partner, but it sounds like he's cheating on you with this woman.
Right.
Going on a trip with her. He's lying to you. He's breaking all the trust. He's breaching his contract.
Yeah.
Even though you have evidence of he could be, I think it's very clear
Yeah.
that he is.
100%.
There's not really
yeah.
any reasonable explanation for him buying an outlandishly expensive piece of jewelry
Yeah.
for not you.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know where that's going. It's
Yeah.
going to someone else.
Yeah, I think first thing that you should do if you can, if you have some sort of joint bank account, get rid of that.
you just get your money out of there so we can't like steal from you or something. But yeah, I think grab the credit card bill. I think it's more of like how you're gonna do it rather than what should you do, because you can't just put up with it and let it happen. So you have to tell him. Of course, you don't want to be alone, but I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone would want to be alone in that situation. But unfortunately, he's not someone worth staying around. But we do have some commenters. Drink Male Tears says, show him the receipt you found. Ask him to explain why he's been buying women's clothing and jewelry. If the reason is totally innocent, like he's been quietly squirreling away gifts for you, he should be able to explain it easily. If he gets defensive, accuses you of distrusting him, or otherwise tries to make an argument about your behavior instead of answering the question, you have your answer. If he is in fact cheating, lawyer up immediately. Even if you have to shoulder the burden of parenting more or less on your own from here on out, you can do everything in your power to ensure that he has to contribute fairly to your kids' living expenses. OP responds, even the idea of raising the kids without him makes me want to puke. It's not the money, it's the lack of a partner. I'll show him the receipt when he gets home. I don't know if I'll be coherent or not, but if he was getting gifts for me, I would think I would have seen something hidden around here, but I've torn the house apart today looking. There's nothing. He's never bought me clothes before. I can't remember the last time he bought me lingerie. Maybe before we had kids? And there is an update. Yeah, I feel like you could ask, like, how good the lingerie looks on Allison.
Yeah.
Like,
just something.
yeah. What does that look like?
I don't want to know.
I mean,
Well, it would be more of a just like a.
what?
Were you even getting that?
You that?
You're crazy. Yeah, maybe take a picture of the credit card bill too, just in case. Like, I don't know if you could use that, to in a divorce or something like that, and it, like, you know,
Yeah.
give it to a lawyer.
Yeah, I think.
That sucks. That sucks, dude.
I think you gotta start making moves.
Yep. So, update. There is an edit. The comments are making me very scared. I am thankful for everyone who is talking to me, though, even when it's hard to hear. I've calmed down a bit, no longer sobbing, and I'm going to call my older sister to talk to a real person about this. She lives a couple hours away, but we have always been close, and she knows my husband well. I will try and update again later. Thank you again to everyone. Edit number 2, I just had a very strange conversation with my sister. Uh-oh, this is weird. I told her everything, was getting really worked up and emotional and crying again, and she interrupted me and told me, sis, it's going to be fine. You need to calm down and talk to husband when he gets home. I promise everything is okay. Hang up the phone, take a bath or something, calm down, and wait for husband to get home. Then she said she loved me, and she hung up. That's a little weird. What the heck is going on with my life today? I feel like she just blew me off. She didn't seem to react to what I was saying. But most commenters here seem pretty sure that something bad is going on. I feel like I'm going crazy. There is a second update. Yeah, I have no idea what that was about. Does your sister have a secret identity?
Your sister's acting funny.
She sometimes go by Allison?
She's funny.
Funny, dude.
You know what'd be funny?
Acting funny.
It's if OP forgot her sister's middle name, and it was Allison.
And it was Allison.
That'd be crazy.
Update number 2. Right after I posted my edit about my sister in the phone call, my husband texted me. He said my sister had called him and he was on his way home. I'm sorry, what? Your sister called your husband? I immediately freaked out because I did not feel ready to talk to him. I was super pissed at my sister for calling him, and to be honest, I felt like the entire world was falling down around my ears. I broke down. I didn't even know where I was, but when I heard the front door open, I realized I was on my knees in the kitchen sobbing. My husband skidded around the corner, and when I saw him, I just started crying harder. He dropped to the ground in front of me and started apologizing, and I just lost it. I started shaking my head and saying no, no, no over and over again. I couldn't even hear what he was saying. He tried to hug me, and I held my arms out all stiff, like a kid does when they don't want a hug, just holding him back. It took me a few minutes to register what he was saying, but he was repeating over and over, I'm sorry for scaring you. Please listen to me. You need to hear what's going on. I'm not cheating. Please listen to me. Just over and over.
Oh,
What?
Oh no.
we're about to get flamed in the chat right now.
No,
I
Reddit,
don't
we
get-
jumped to conclusions. Hell no.
What?
We've never done
That's
that.
crazy.
No.
I finally stopped and just said, what? I was just so drained and confused. It was good news. I saw some of the comments in the original post saying maybe it was a surprise, and you folks get the grand prize. The story all came out. After our big talks about reconnecting, he called my sister for advice. My sister's idea was to have him spirit me away for a surprise weekend getaway while she and my brother-in-law took the kids. She connected him to her friend, a travel agent, remember Allison, to get the ball rolling. The plan evolved into my sister and parents trading off with the kids for the week. The jewelry receipt is for a necklace for me to wear out to dinner on our trip. The credit card charges are for some fancy clothes and laundry that he got me for the trip. He took some of my clothes with him to get the sizes right and got a lot of help from the salespeople. He says that they're my style, but they could be bags for all I care at this point. So why the surprise? My sister told him that it would be better if it was a surprise because it would be romantic that way. She didn't count on me finding out early and assuming the worst. I've had mild anxiety issues in my life that have been worse since having kids, but this was the worst it's ever been. I've never felt so totally out of control in my life. He didn't tell me all of this right away. Some of it came out in that first moment in the kitchen, but when I realized it was not the end of my marriage, I pretty much became incoherent with relief. This is embarrassing, but I sobbed so hard that I vomited a little bit. At least it was on the linoleum. The rest, he told me after I calmed down. We talked until late last night. He showed me all the emails, showed me our destination, and we got excited together. I'm not mad at him at all, which he is relieved by. Apparently, my sister called him with a red alert, get home now before your wife calls a lawyer message. Oh my God. She's not great over the phone, it sounds like. Oh my goodness. She knows I have some anxiety issues, so I may have to get after her about the decision to keep this all a big secret from me. Right now, I am too relieved to be upset. And by the way, I would be so incredibly relieved if you decided to go find full episodes with more stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search Showcase Storytime. That's where you're going to find it. No surprises there. Yeah, but there's a little bit more to the story, but wow. Yeah. I mean, I did just read a couple more sentences, and it's pretty much the advice I would give.
Here's the advice I'd give.
But yeah.
What is wrong with your sister?
Yeah, let's talk to her about all that.
Not
because,
immediately telling you like, oh my God, no, he's not. Just being like, it's going to be okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
You need to be specific in that moment and say, oh my God, no. Oh my God, this has gone so far off the rails.
Yeah.
I need to fix this immediately. Yeah, it's a secret trip. He's taking you on a trip. He's reconnecting with you. He's getting you a gift.
Yeah. How exciting. That's going to be so wonderful. But yeah, the sister, dude, you got to work on your delivery on things. For real. You must.
Really, honestly, I think some people get flustered in
Yeah.
the excitement.
I guess so. But there is a little bit more to this story. I'm a little concerned by how unhinged I became. I think I need to work on that. It's not like me. What am I going to do if a real crisis comes along? Some people were saying that I am codependent, and maybe they're right. But that's for later, right? For now, I'm enjoying my day with the kids and looking forward to my trip. And there are some comments. Comment number 1, Jesus. LOL. When the sister didn't start freaking out, I was like, dang, guess she's the mistress. I'm definitely on Reddit too much. Haha. Yeah, that's exactly where my mind went. And I'm 100% on Reddit too much. Probably would have been better for the sister to tell the husband to keep it a secret, but to tell her sister that, hey, husband is planning a surprise, just so you know he isn't cheating on you. Yeah, I feel like the sister totally could have just told her over the phone. Like, no, it's a surprise. I'm in on it. Don't worry. Calm down. Instead of telling her to just calm down and then just hang up.
I think
She's 100% goofy for that.
I think saying calm down really gets a message across effectively.
To all women.
Yep, especially women.
Yeah, definitely. As a woman, I confirm. Just tell women to calm down.
They love being told to calm down.
Yeah.
Especially
Especially when they're really overwhelmed
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
they need to.
Especially if you're a man.
Especially if they're already kind of calm. That's
Yeah.
the best way. That's
Especially-
the best time.
If they're not even wound up and they're
Yeah.
just, I don't know,
They're just-
expressing themselves.
Yeah, that's the best time to tell someone, whoa, 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 whoa.
Just a friendly
down.
reminder.
Whoa,
Just a
whoa.
friendly reminder to stay calm.
Yeah. But that's the end of that story.
My boyfriend's mother can't get over his ex because she's white.
That sounds wrong.
My boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 27 female, have been dating for close to 3 years. Before me, he only had one major relationship with a girl he met at school. They were together for 6 years through their teens and early 20s and got engaged early on, but didn't want to marry until they were older. It never got to that because she cheated on him. This left him destroyed and with trust issues. It took him a long time to start dating again. We met 4 years ago and were friends for over a year with lots of mutual pining before we got together. Now we are very happy, the only problem being his mother. By the way, this comes from user Padre de Jolly on the Too Hot Takes subreddit, and if you want to submit your stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
And I'm Keon.
And OP says, for context, it is important to know that he is a white man and his ex is a white woman, and I am Middle Eastern and visibly not white. His mother kept in close contact with his ex. They text daily, and she invites the ex to birthdays and holidays, which is crazy because she cheated on him.
Maybe she regrets it.
I know that she does this because her husband told me after we first met, because I was distraught that his mom didn't seem to like me. At the time, I understood because she was grieving the loss of the relationship, but now we can't go to anything family related because I don't want to insert myself in that situation, and my boyfriend understandably doesn't want to see the woman that broke his heart. His mother has been blaming me for keeping him from his family because he never told her that her behavior is hurting him and to stop inviting his ex to everything. I tried telling him that if he would put his foot down, his mother would listen to him, but I can't get through to him. His idea of dealing with this is to move away and leave this mess behind us. But the rest of his family has been nothing but kind to me, and my family is also here, so I don't want to move. That was my situation until yesterday evening. His sister called me to warn me that their mother wanted her to invite the ex to her upcoming wedding. Okay, just hold on.
Their wedding, their rules. Come on.
She told her off, but said that there is a chance her mother would bring her anyway. My boyfriend and I are both in the wedding, so not coming is not an option, especially because I really like his sister. We talked again this morning. I broke down crying, and she consoled me with words I will never forget. Don't take it personally. She, her mother, just can't let go of the idea that her son isn't dating a white girl.
What? Oh, dude. It pains me because of the layers of that sentence and all the things that probably means.
I think it's probably both. I think it's two things.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's got to be partially the race, but then also, was she doing this the whole time after they broke up or just after he got with OP?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's been the whole
Dang.
time.
Hate
So
that
it's
you're-
probably that combo.
Hate you're not dating a white person because I really like putting mayonnaise when I want to spice up my meal. Dang, I really hate you're not dating a white person because how else am I supposed to match Stanley Cups with someone?
That was a good one. Stanley Cup's over here. How are we already aware of this and we're not like taking extra precautions to be like our mom's not attending the wedding?
Oh, if you haven't caught on, the guy's a beta.
Even the sister, though, is like, I'm afraid she'll show up anyway and bring her. It's like, hey, security, don't let her in. She's not allowed here. I don't know.
All right, well.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I was dumbfounded, says OP. I thought the mom had a bond with the ex or some other reason to do this, but his entire family never showed any kind of bias against me. I confronted my boyfriend about this, and he agreed with his sister. His mother is treating his ex as if they never broke up because she is white. She doesn't see his current relationship as real because I am not white. That's the reason why he wants to move away and refuses to talk to his mother about it. He thinks this is never going to get better because his mother will never let go of the idea that he was going to marry a, quote, a nice white girl. I'm a huge family person, and the thought of leaving both of our families behind makes me sick. But being confronted with either facing his ex or missing out at every major life event of his family is starting to wear me down mentally, so I don't know what to do. Small update. I've been in close contact with his amazing, wonderful sister, who apologized for not realizing sooner that this mess is taking such a huge toll on me. She offered to uninvite her own mother to her wedding and set up some sort of security to make sure me and my boyfriend can be a part of the wedding without running into his ex, who apparently has been talking crap about me a lot. Lamau, but we never even met, so whatever. I'm shocked that she would go so far. I'll talk it over with my boyfriend once he gets home. How are you shocked by that? I don't know.
So this lets me know that if the ex has a chance to get back with your boyfriend, she's going to take it. And I think she still is interested in the boyfriend, is what I'm hearing. The ex cheated on the boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then texted him, hey, love you.
I don't know if there was any texts, but it was like there was cheating. I would hope he definitely doesn't sound like he has any desire to if he's willing to just move across the country
Yeah.
to never see her again or his family. But
Wild.
yeah, we need to really put the screws to the mom here.
Yeah.
The whole fam. Everyone aware of this.
What do you mean by that? How'd that look?
What?
Putting the screws to the mom.
Yeah, being like, hey, your little Aryan fantasy going on over here, very uncool, very not good, very bad.
How would you?
You are going to be excluded now.
Oh, with words.
From everything.
And actions.
Yeah.
We're on the same page now.
Comments. Comment 1. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's better to just break off all contact. Trust your boyfriend. OP says, I do trust him, but moving would mean leaving my family behind as well. We live in a small city, so cutting contact wouldn't work unless we move, especially because his sister lives down the road. I don't know, maybe I'm in denial, but I don't want to give up. Comment 2 says, I would be so petty. I would show up to these family gatherings and be the happiest couple in the world. Flaunt the wonderful relationship you have, and I bet the ex will stop coming. And yes, I'm aware that this is immature, but you can't fix stupid and ignorant. So rather than cutting contact with an entire family that has been nothing but kind to you, except for the one, make it really uncomfortable for the ex to come at all. I also understand your boyfriend doesn't want the drama of this, but this is personally what I would do. I'm not afraid of confrontation, though, and some people just can't handle that. OP replies, ... I can't believe I never thought of that. It crossed my mind to seek out his ex by myself and ask her what she's doing, but I like this idea more. I'd have to force my boyfriend to do that, though, and he really does not want to see her at any cost. I'll try to talk to him about this. Comment number 3. Girl, you and your husband need to rock up to family events and show the ex she isn't part of your husband's family. You two have done nothing wrong, and you shouldn't have to move just because your mother-in-law is discriminatory. She needs to drink some humble tea. And there is an update. So, first order of business. We are not moving. Good. I like that. We decided that leaving our friends and family is not the way to go. Regarding the wedding, my future sister-in-law is marrying her husband-to-be in the fall. Her mother will not be attending, and there will be security present to prevent any drama.
Wow.
Yes, that's great. We continue. Sister-in-law has been a rock for me these past few days, and she has made it very clear that in the future she will also no longer show up to gatherings if her mother keeps inviting my boyfriend's ex. I love that people here are fans of hers because I am too. She is like a superhero or, well, a big sister. My boyfriend. Many of you pointed out he should stand up to his mother. I defended him in the comments, and I stand by that, but you will all be very happy to hear that after I showed him the post, he did stand up to his mother.
He heard the wake-up call.
Incredible.
This is beautiful. See, sometimes people just need to explain the situation, hear a little bit of feedback, and then they act on it. This is beautiful. They probably don't know most of this stuff is an option, too. Like the boyfriend probably didn't know he could stand up to his mom.
I guess, yeah, you know, what are they, in their early 20s still? I don't
I
remember.
think so. Like 24.
But,
That was the last
yeah,
story.
there does come a point where you realize, like, oh, I can just...
later 20s, 28, 27.
Yeah.
I can just stand on business right now, actually.
Yeah.
You know? It's always good. As you may have noticed, I've been calling my boyfriend's sister my future sister-in-law because, yeah, he proposed.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I got rid of one woman in my life. Let's add another.
He stands up to his mom and immediately, like, after he defeats the final boss, he turns around and gives you the ring.
Will you
Oh,
marry
yeah.
me?
The ring. He took me to one of our favorite spots and got out a ring he's apparently had for close to a year. I cried, he cried, his sister cried when we told her. Her fiance didn't cry because he knew. And then we told his dad, and his dad told his mother, and she was not happy. I wasn't there, so I can only tell you what others told me. She apparently threw a tantrum so bad, her husband snapped, and they are separated. I don't know if their marriage can be repaired. I sure hope not. My boyfriend drove over and finally stood up to his mom, and they are going full no contact for now. It breaks my heart a little because I blame myself for their family breaking apart, but sister-in-law and boyfriend have both told me that it's been a long time coming. I don't know what's going to happen next. If this can be fixed at all, call me naive, but I still have hope that this is the wake-up call his mother needed. I don't want to go no contact forever, but I am beyond grateful that my boyfriend's father and sister have my back. And by the way, you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this because we've got your back on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to stories. Just search OK Storytime, and you can listen to our whole archive. We have a little bit of story left. I like where we've ended up. Riley would also like where we've ended up, but he's a pee-pee boy right now, so he's unavailable. But
pee-pee land.
We've really already broken it down. Yeah, if your wife is doing a on your son's now fiance, probably a deal breaker for that relationship.
Yeah, we Lucio'd.
Let's finish this story. My boyfriend and I are also going to therapy, separate, with a few sessions together, and I'm looking forward to that. I hope it doesn't sound stupid to go to couples therapy right after an engagement. Not really. I think it will help us navigate the family stuff. God, I called him my boyfriend this whole post. Guess I have to get used to fiance. Feels weird calling him that. But good weird. I love this man so much. My heart hurts a little. I'm sorry I never confronted his ex. We didn't push our love into her and his mother's face, etc. I don't think you really needed to do that. I think sadly real life is often a lot less dramatic than people want it to be. Haha. I'm happy with how things turned out to be. Definitely didn't think I'd be engaged within the week when I wrote that first post. But it's good. Life is good. And that is the end of that story. My cousin stole expensive toys from me, so I stole them back.
Jail for the both of you.
Thieves! This entire thing is so infuriating and ridiculous, and 5 of my extended family members are literally angry texting me right now. I just don't see how I'm wrong for this, though. I'm not. My cousin Victoria, 28, female, fake name, and I, 29, female, grew up playing with these miniature collectible animal figurines from a toy line called My Littlest Pet Shop.
Stop! I
Number
love
one fan, Littlest Pet Shop,
Number one
right over
fan
here.
of LPS. I had a fair amount of those.
So you're
guys.
gonna have a real informed take.
Oh yeah.
On this situation. The toys are still made today, so I'm sure a lot of you have heard of them before. By the way, this comes from user Squish Muffins on the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit, and if you want to submit your own stories, come on over to r/OK Storytime, and you submit them there.
I can't do that.
Back when we were kids, the toys had a significantly different design to them. Between the two of us at that point in time, Victoria and I had to have collected at least 150 of these things. She had more than me, but not by much. We had so many of them that we often traded them, giving each other the ugly ones that we got as Christmas gifts,
And we
etc.
all know the ugly
etc.
ones. It's that cat with the little hair sprouting out of it.
There we go. We've got the inside source on My Littlest Pet Shop.
Mm-hmm.
This was all 20 years ago, and it had taken her and I several years at that time to grow that collection into what it was, and it undoubtedly cost our extended families an absurd amount of money. I never considered trashing any of those toys because I knew one day I wanted kids, and I wanted to pass all my best stuff along to them.
I think most of my toys I gave to like family friends and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're gone.
Yeah, because you hate your own children.
Yeah.
This included all my old Bratz dolls, my video games, and the LPS, of course. I have an almost 3-year-old daughter currently who just recently inherited the majority of my old toys because we've finally reached the point where she doesn't stick everything in her mouth, and I was so excited to see her playing with them that I shared a photo of it on Facebook last week. My cousin Victoria commented on the photo at some point that evening and said, "LOL, miss playing those things with you. When can I come see you in the baby?" My dumb butt was thrilled by that. Of course you are. Why would you be dumb about that?
Why would you have any reason for concern right now?
I thought she wanted to connect with my daughter and me, so I made plans with her to come visit Friday. Victoria and I hung out that entire night, talking about our childhood together and playing with my daughter together. She socialized with my fiance. She even had dinner with us. I left that encounter feeling happy and closer with her than I'd felt in years, as we had naturally drifted apart when I left for college a decade ago. I thought this night would help bring her and me back to that level of closeness. I thought she had felt that way too. I tried reaching out to her the next day, on Saturday, asking when I could see her again, and she said, "My work schedule's full this week. I'll let you know when I'm free." So I let it be, anticipating she would do just that. 2 days ago, I saw a group on Facebook being suggested for me for buying and selling LPS, and I saw Victoria was a member, so I decided to join it. Based on that, I assumed she wanted to buy some for herself, maybe since playing with them again brought back those memories. That was my first thought. I quickly realized how much money people were asking for these things used in the group, and I knew Victoria was struggling heavily with student debt. She is a nurse, so I was curious if she was there hoping to find a deal or what. It was because of this group that I realized how seriously people still take collecting these toys.
Dang it. You're telling me that I could have made money on those?
Literally, I'm on eBay right now. Hold on. I'm just checking. I need to know how much money. Persian cat, discontinued, $65.
Dang. I'm trying to find...
First gen
Dang.
kitty cat SHC first edition sticks tongue out. $245
Dude, stop.
with 13 watchers.
Stop.
A group of 4 for $150.
Dude, I
Holy crap.
have messed up. I mean, I messed up 10 years ago, but I messed up.
Who knew these were going to be like the next Pokemon cards?
Yeah, geez,
Oh
wow.
my God. I educated myself a lot that morning. Original generation toys are the most sought after, and any animals with purple eyes are considered very rare. Almost every toy in my collection was an original generation, and it felt kind of cool having something that many people would pay tons of money to have. It didn't tempt me to sell them. I kept them all these years so my kid could have them. I wasn't going to sell them, but it was still interesting going through the high price list and seeing how many I actually had. As I'm scrolling through this group and beginning to pull out the toys from the box I keep them in, I see the post. Victoria's post. $250 for a cat. My cat.
She stole your littlest pet shop? I understand that it was very obvious that was where it was going, but this is ridiculous. She tricked you into having her over, and then she stole your child's toy.
If you're so hard up for cash that you're willing to steal from your family, just have the freaking self-respect to just say, "Hey, I'm struggling right now.
Can I have
Can
this?
you help?
Yeah.
I need help. I would like help if you could give me any kind of help financially."
Literally
It would help
stealing
me.
candy from a baby.
My cat has a distinctive mark on the eye where the manufacturer messed up the paint, so I knew it was the exact same cat from my collection. Even if the photo was grainy, it was clearly mine. Between us, there was only one of this particular cat. This bee literally stole it from my house, tucked it away in her purse, and was trying to sell it behind my back without mentioning anything about it. When Victoria and I were just starting our collections, that cat was one of her first ones, and she hated it. It doesn't have a bobblehead, and its tongue sticks out as a feature. She gave me that cat when we were kids, and she never once asked for it back, and I kept it that entire time because, like I said, she hated it, so it became mine. Her post said, "Found my old cat and know someone wants him. No low balls, please." I honestly thought seeing red was a figure of speech. I felt so used, so betrayed, and I knew then that she didn't actually give a crap about our relationship at all and just saw an opportunity to earn money when she saw that picture I had shared. I wanted to call her and scream, but instead I just left the Facebook group and called my fiance. I was actually crying. I know that's silly crying over a toy, but
You're
she
not
was
crying over a toy.
Yeah, you're crying over there's so much more than that.
Yeah, she literally tricked you.
It's
She tricked you.
you're being emotionally deceived. You know, that's a thing that you wanted to give to your kid.
Yeah.
It's something that you have childhood memories with.
With her, too.
Yeah, it's like
It's not a toy.
ouch.
Or it's not crying over a toy.
She's twisting the knife.
Yeah.
I know that's silly crying over a toy, but she was so shady about absolutely all of it. I would have talked to her and literally given it to her if she had been forthright. If she had said, "I was wondering if I could have that cat back because I'm really struggling financially and could really use the money," I would have told her yes without hesitation, but she didn't do that. She pulled one over on me, and I absolutely was not going to effing let it go. I was going to get her back in some way, I just wasn't sure how. I knew she was not aware that I knew of her actions yet, and and I knew in my heart she was going to keep this secret the rest of her life if she had never been caught. Victoria was a pathological liar when we were kids, and it's clear to me that she never outgrew it. My fiance suggested to me over the phone about driving over to her house and simply asking for it back, but knowing her, she would say something like, "Oh, it's already gone," when in reality it's just hidden somewhere away from me until she makes the sale. Remember when I said my cousin is a nurse? Well, she's a night shift nurse and she works every weeknight. I know this is her schedule because she told me as much when she came to visit. So I decided to just wait until I knew for certain she was at work, which was last night. I went to her parents' house, she lives with them, and I told them honestly that Victoria had something of mine and I needed to grab it real quick. My aunt and uncle had no problem letting me go to Victoria's room, which told me they didn't know about the situation with the toy. I go to her room, and sitting in a pile on her desk beside shipping packages are several LPS toys she had taken from my home.
I thought it was gonna be like, oh, she's got a whole business of.
She was like, well, if I take one, I gotta take more. They're gonna be lonely.
I gotta make it worth it.
Oh my God. Not just the one cat, she took 6 of them. These specific toys may have initially belonged to her, but they were mine now. She had given them to me, and I was the one who decided not to trash them over the years. I grabbed every single one of them and stuck them in my purse, hugged my aunt and uncle goodbye, then went to the car. I took a picture with them in my hand, sent it to her, then added, "You're not my family if you think stealing from me is okay. You're not welcome at my house again." Pretty great mic drop moment.
Yeah. I thought you had broken into the house for a second. You didn't. Your aunt and uncle let you in.
Yes.
And then you took back what she stole from you.
Okay, story time categorically does not endorse B&Es.
No.
We do endorse B&Bs though.
Yes.
Yes, get you some grub.
Yes.
At a nice quaint
and we also
country
endorse
inn,
D&D.
which we should do on this show.
We should.
We should. I cried for a minute, then collected myself before driving home. I called my fiance on the way, and he told me he was so proud of me for standing up for myself. I didn't hear from Victoria the entire night, and the anticipation made me such an anxious mess that I couldn't even sleep, really. I knew Victoria was going to be off the clock at 5 a.m., and only then would she see my text. The phone buzzing is what woke our whole family this morning. The buzzing wouldn't stop, so I turned my phone off, and everyone went back to sleep. I honestly wish I had gotten up this morning to address things, because now her brothers and parents are texting me. They're calling me a thief and saying, "How could you manipulate us like that yesterday?"
That's so funny. That's so funny. Wow. Maybe you should ask your daughter that.
Yeah, you're getting manipulated by your own daughter right now because she's making it sound like she didn't steal those from OP.
Yeah, I think that you need to post all of the messages that you got from your cousin. So, the ones where she saw your post, the posts that you shared, her messages about wanting to meet up, her then taking your stuff, then posting them on eBay.
And again, emphasizing that if she just would have asked me, I would have given them to her immediately. But she stole them from me.
Yeah, from your child.
I didn't manipulate anyone. I told them she had something of mine because she did. She's telling me she's taking me to small claims court over this because apparently someone already bought it and now she has to refund them. Y'all, advice please. I don't have any more energy to deal with this today. I just want to shut down mentally. Does she have an actual case against me in small claims if there are pictures of her as a kid playing with these? Update. This crap is bananas.
Bananas.
Let's get into it. It took me a while to come back and write this because it took me a while to respond to my family members' bombardment. I don't like confrontation, but the mama bear in me overrides that. And as many of you in the comments pointed out, she didn't just steal from me. She stole from my baby. You're a baby thief.
Baby thief.
Well, that sounds like you stole the baby.
Baby thief.
And like many of you also commented and suggested, I sent a link for the original thread to my aunt and uncle and their sons and simply told them she was manipulating all of them and it was their choice whether or not to believe me. And my cousins, knowing their sister, jumped to my side without hesitation.
Nice.
Nice. Put an O in that nice because that's noise.
Nice.
My aunt's texts after reading the post were as follows. Katie, I'm horrified and sick beyond belief over this. I'm so sorry. Believe me, she's going to be sorry too.
Oh my goodness.
Another one. I should check to see if her degree is even real. No level is too low apparently when it comes to lying to family.
Wow, she really switched up.
All she needed was the proof.
Yeah, she was like, I'm so sorry, Katie. My daughter is a liar.
Oh, she'll be sorry.
Did she not remember sending you all of those things? Did she not think
Didn't think it was a
anything
paper
would
trail.
come to light?
No.
I effing love my aunt and had a feeling she'd listen. Honestly, the rift between my aunt and Victoria began when I started telling said aunt everything Victoria was lying about while we were still kids. It made her parents crack down, and looking at it now, it's why she resents me and never cared to fix things. She never considered growing or getting better as a human being. She just became a better liar, and it's gross. Victoria, you're gross.
Victoria, you're gross.
Victoria,
Ew.
her first text to me after seeing my photo was as follows. I already sold it, and you know I've been struggling financially. Like, I literally sat there and told you how hard my life has been all night, and you could have offered to give them back to me. I sat there hoping you would, but you'll be effing stingy and keep a million of these little things that your daughter is just gonna lose. Like, be so real right now. You're going to make a case out of 6 when you have like 50?
She's so like, just like brain dead.
She's almost there, is the thing that's getting me.
Yeah.
She's like, I wanted them, and I sat there just hoping that you would give them to me. Hey, you know what's better than just sitting there just hoping?
Ask.
Yeah, you have to use your mouth and
words.
ask.
Use your big girl words.
Yeah.
How was OP supposed to know that they were worth money?
Her second text was as follows. You know they're mine, and you're being a B. Her third text. You never offered to give them back over the years, and I thought maybe you had finally effing matured after all this time. Having a kid now didn't change anything, did it? Her fourth text. You would have said no if I'd asked too, because that's just the kind of person you are. That was just so unnecessarily hateful and untrue, and stung probably the most of all of her texts. The final text was, court can settle this if you really want to say we aren't family anymore. I understand that she's embarrassed that she's been caught, and that's why she's hostile. Maybe a small part is her devastation about the ruined relationship, but who knows? My aunt texted this morning and invited me and my daughter over for Monday afternoon and promised Victoria won't be there. She wants to discuss all of this in person. I don't know what's going to happen to Victoria, but I should know by then. Would you guys like a final update on this?
Yes.
Hello? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, please. Yes. And there is an edit. I forgot to add her last text after her family flipped on her. She sent only one. All you've ever done is ruin my life. She's so dramatic. I will respond to her eventually. I'll include it if you guys actually want an update. And there's a second
We
update.
literally do.
I want it more than anything.
I want it.
I want it more than the $250 Littlest Pet Shop cat that sticks its tongue out.
I literally know exactly what cat she's talking about too.
I think that was the one I found on eBay.
Yeah, I've played with that cat. I don't think I had it myself, but my friend had it. She had like a ton of Littlest Pet Shops.
Shout out to all the LPS super fans out there. Update number 2, the LPS to OK Storytime pipeline needs to be studied.
Yeah.
This final update is being shared with my uncle's blessing because a lot of wild details have been revealed to me about kleptoria, and now I'm even more furious on my aunt and uncle's behalf. Oh no.
Oh,
She's
that's
been
so
a thief.
funny.
She's been a thief for a long time.
That's so funny. I was
Yeah.
like kleptoria, and then it was like
Kleptoria.
kleptoria.
That's going to be a new D&D character.
Kleptoria. And she
Kleptoria.
steals.
Kleptoria, don't steal from the barmaiden.
Stop it. I can't help it.
Can't help it. I'm Kleptoria.
We know. My daughter and I followed up with my aunt like she requested and went to their house. My family is tight-knit. This wasn't unusual for them to ask me over like some of you were worrying about in the comments. I visit extended family a lot. My uncle hugged my daughter and me when we arrived and told us we were always welcome over, and he was sorry. They have grandkids from their eldest son, so my daughter was able to play with toys and watch Bluey over there while we talked. First, we discussed the lie she initially told them all. Her claim was I had stolen these toys behind her back when we were kids, and I had denied it for years, only for her to see them again with the rest of my other toys and the photos I shared on Facebook. She told them I refused to return the toys, and it was her right to take back stolen property. My uncle then said that statement was pretty ironic, considering how pissed she is that I've reclaimed my stolen property. I asked them how they knew I was the one being honest, and they told me when she was confronted about the Reddit post, she went ballistic. Victoria is notorious for becoming hostile when she's caught being dishonest, and they said her reaction was all the proof they needed. Dude, imagine being read like a book.
They're like, oh, you know Kleptoria. She always gets mad when
Yep.
she's been caught.
Oh, we're on chapter 1. You got caught stealing again. A book 5.
Of Kleptoria. The Chronicles of Kleptoria.
They always start the same way. She got caught again. I asked how Victoria was doing. Both of them hesitated at that, like they were deciding who was going to tell the story. My aunt ended up leaving the room and went to make food. He told me she was getting removed from the home, but it wasn't because of this. This was just the final straw for them, and they were letting the rest of the family know what kind of thief she really was. It turned out Victoria stole a few thousand from my aunt and uncle first, in her final years at college. As my uncle explained it, Victoria wanted people to think she was from a rich family that could afford her tuition as well as vacation over the summer, which at that point she had 1 year left. I remember the photos on Facebook from this trip. She went with 3 girls that I don't even think talk to her anymore, and her ex-boyfriend. A lot of money that was meant for college books, sporting, food, etc. was being spent on this boy and other ridiculousness, so she could continue this rich person lie, and she was going to keep this lie to herself if they hadn't begun asking questions about the discrepancies. They told her she could live with them to save her money so that she could pay them back faster. They made it clear they were going to hold her to it. They weren't going to let her party like she was a free woman until she paid them back, and if she wanted to fix the relationship between them, this was her only option. She stole from me because she was trying to get back to the party lifestyle faster.
So she's not even in need.
She's just like in debt from stealing.
From her parents.
So now she's like, I'll pay that debt by stealing from my cousin. It's like when you get a loan and then you get another loan to pay off the first loan.
Bad idea.
You get the third loan, pay off all 3 loans with
and
the
then
fourth
you just
loan.
you keep doing that.
And you get that 5th loan, and now you're really swimming in it. My aunt came back into the room and asked, she hasn't texted you, has she? You have every right to press charges against her for this. I told her if she had half a brain, she would stop digging herself deeper and to leave you alone. Honestly, that made me cry again. I told them I was sorry about all the stress and that I haven't been sleeping well all week because of this, and that I never meant for them to get dragged into it or for it to turn into something like this. It was a therapeutic visit, and I'm glad we cleared the air. But hearing that she's being, removed from the house doesn't make me feel good after all of this. I just hope she can finally learn and grow after all of it. A life full of burnt bridges sounds pretty lonely to me. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time out of all of your lives for me on here. I'm just a frazzled stay-at-home mom that loves The Legend of Zelda. My life is never this interesting. But you know what is interesting? The fact that you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this on Spotify and iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, the name of this show. And you've got over 2,000 episodes to, chop up and consume like a little story chef. We have a little bit left here.
Let's get through her.
Like, don't steal from your your friends. Don't steal from your family.
Story, don't steal, folks, from the people in your life.
Edit, there's some new information. I had no desire to press charges and potentially get her fired. I just wanted this situation to go away. But a lot of people pointed out that she could be stealing from patients.
Oh, how?
Because she's a night nurse.
But how? Like there's stuff by the
Sleepy babies. I asked her brothers to look through the selling groups on Facebook she had joined since I'm now blocked, and they found a watch and a necklace she sold that both very likely did not belong to her. But there's no definitive evidence. The last thing I need is vengeful Victoria with nothing left to lose coming through my back door to fight me, because I could see her doing that. Especially if she's unemployed. She's going to have all that time on her hands.
Yeah.
This is causing me excessive anxiety, but I don't want her preying on hospital patients. I'll make a report with police this afternoon. And that is the end of that story.
Dang, man.
Oh my
Wow, your cousin's cray.
I mean, yeah, I think you're definitely in the right to do that, because
Well, this
she's
is not
taking
just
advantage
you.
of people in the most vulnerable states.
Absolutely. Like, she has a responsibility as a nurse,
God.
as a healthcare professional, and she is absolutely violating that trust.
If she's willing to steal from her family, she's willing to steal from anybody.
True.
And guess what? You go to jail for being a thief.
It's true.
My boyfriend's sister accused me of stealing.
Is he a liar?
Or is he a truther? So, I, 21 female, dated this guy, 22 male, around a year ago. Story of how we met is one of the cutest in my opinion. LOL. I worked part-time at a cafe near his college. He saw me one time when he got coffee, thought I was cute, and then became a regular just so he could see me. This was happening in November of 2023, so I was 19, he was around 20. By the way, this comes from AdClassic36, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. He was too shy to come by and ask me for my number until his friend basically dragged him into the counter to talk to me. We officially started dating in January of 2024. In April of 2024, I met his family for the first time when they celebrated his mother and sister's birthday. Their birthdays are a week apart. I got along with everyone there except for his sister. Back then, she was around 16. Now she's 17. She was distant and barely acknowledged me or talked to me through the whole day. But I just assumed it was just normal teenage behavior. Didn't think much of it or take offense of it. During the party, I went to the bathroom and used the one for the guests since I was a guest, LOL, and got lost on my way there. They have a big house with confusing hallways. Genuinely, who builds a house like that? Like rich people problems.
Her house was too dang big.
The sister found me as I was looking around helplessly and asking what I was doing. I told her I couldn't find the bathroom, and she gave me this nasty look before gadding me. On that day, the sister, let's call her Jane from now on, also sent me to her room to put the gift I bought her there. After that day, I hadn't seen Jane until July of 2024, when we celebrated my boyfriend's birthday. I also slept over at their house with my boyfriend. Again, Jane barely acknowledged me. 2 weeks after the party, I got the worst text from my boyfriend. He sent me a bunch of messages accusing me of stealing things from their house. Apparently, Jane told him things went missing from their house after each visit of mine. She also showed him video proof of me looking around the house looking for something to steal. It was a video from when I got lost looking for the bathroom.
They've got cameras in their house?
It's probably like an iPhone thing. Or maybe
That's how big their house is.
Their house is so big that they need
They need cameras in every hall.
That's crazy.
they know who's coming in and coming out.
CCTV in their own house.
Ugh. Video of me going into her room when she sent me there with her gift, and multiple 2-second shots of me walking around the house at night when I slept there. I was going to the bathroom in all of them.
So that's when you say, hey, I really, a little hurtful that you just accused me of it, but this is me going to the bathroom, me dropping off a gift, and me going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then just leave it at that.
Yeah. Trust me a little bit.
Yeah.
I tried explaining to my boyfriend the truth behind each video, but he didn't believe me. He broke up with me and blocked me.
Oh my gosh. These are rich people.
That's what
These
I'm
are
thinking.
rich people, and they're like, we know your type. You poor people will steal from us whenever we give you that chance.
After that, he stopped coming into the cafe. Whenever his friend came in, they requested another barista if I was looking to serve them and gave me nasty looks.
Why are you even going into that store then? I'm sorry, if I knew that, if I had beef with a barista, I'm not going to that freaking coffee shop anymore.
Because of that, I begged my manager to change the cafe I work at. Same coffee shop, but different location. Now a year later, I got an unexpected message from that boyfriend saying that it's urgent and he needs to speak to me. I didn't reply until I got an apology from Jane on Instagram. It was painfully obvious that it wasn't sincere. She was forced to write it. I asked my ex what he wanted from me after a year after he accused me of stealing from them, and he started apologizing and saying his sister revealed everything.
I don't care.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, you had zero proof. You had her going into a room. You didn't have proof of her taking any of the things. She explained what was going on in those videos, and you didn't hear her out. So, boo-hoo. You
It's just-
lost your girlfriend.
You lost your girlfriend.
Suck it up. Move on.
And I understand you got to choose between girlfriend and sister. There were other ways to do that.
Yeah, you didn't. I mean, like, you could have been like, hey, sister, let me ask her about this. Maybe this is all some big misunderstanding. And then you say, hey, like, my sister showed me some of these videos, and, like, we've noticed some things go missing. I'm not accusing you of anything, but just, like, wondering if you could clear some things up. And then OP would have been like, well, bathroom, blah, 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 bathroom. And then he would have been like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. Let me go back to my sister and tell her that she totally misunderstood everything.
Hear this? He said he wants me back, and we should meet up and discuss it.
Let's discuss right now. No.
Period.
Easy.
Or you could be mean about it
Yeah.
and make fun of anything that may be small with him.
Yeah, you're like, oh, no, sorry, I can't. I've got a bunch of stuff to steal from houses. I don't have time for a relationship.
Yeah. Do you need your sister's approval?
Yeah, did your sister say she's okay with it? Then
Oh
I
my
guess
gosh.
not.
I refused to meet with him and told him that he should just forget about me at this point. He keeps sending me messages and begging to meet me. My friends also said that I should just go and see what he has to say. Another friend says that I'm an a-hole for not giving him a chance to explain his side of the story. So am I the a-hole? What should I do?
How would you be the a-hole?
I would respond to that friend like, did he give me a chance?
Yeah, I'm sorry. When
Yo.
I told him that I didn't steal and he accused me of stealing and broke up with me, was that giving me a chance?
Or,
I'm dropping that friend.
yeah, drop that friend. Or,
That friend's been paid off.
you're not looking at the long game here, Sophia.
I know he's rich.
You say, don't ever accuse me of anything ever, and then proceed to steal from him. But he can't accuse you of it because
Yeah, can't
He
accuse you.
promised.
You're like,
Now you can
promised me, and
steal.
now you steal. And now you rob him blind.
Exactly.
And he's never gonna believe his sister ever again.
Perfect. And you do it right in front of the sister all the time?
Boy, you cried wolf.
Oh. Edit. Maybe I should have mentioned this from the beginning, but he did listen to my explanation for each video his sister used as proof. I called him after he sent me the text accusing me of stealing, and he answered, listen, and said he didn't believe me because why would his sister lie? Then he blocked me everywhere. I'm sorry if that came across like he didn't listen to a word I said in my defense. Does that really help?
He didn't listen to a word. You like tried to say stuff and he was like, nope.
He heard it.
You heard it, didn't listen.
If anything, it makes it even worse.
Thank you for the support. I will also talk to my friends regarding their comments. Comment number 1. Why should you go back to someone who doesn't trust you? You will never feel safe with him or his family again. Let him suffer. Opie says his parents were really sweet people, and I got along with his relatives at both parties. It was only the sister who was rude and insane. Around an hour after I posted this, I also got a message on Facebook from his mom apologizing for her daughter's actions and told me that she will face the consequences for lying. I wanted to answer till she sent me another message saying that I should meet with her son and talk to him. Everyone around me is telling me to hear him out, and I honestly have no idea what to do anymore.
Don't hear him out. Do not hear him out.
Okay,
Don't hear him out.
You get your shopping list and be like, I'll hear you out. Just fill out this list first.
crazy.
No,
Crazy. Okay, good advice, don't hear him out. Bad advice, go, Riley.
hear him out because you like the tea. Come on.
Come
You could hear him out and plan to throw lukewarm coffee at him.
I suppose that's true.
Let's see how much he begs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You get a begging video
and then
out
you
of
say,
him.
I was never gonna take you back. I just wanted to watch you grovel.
And you go, hee hee.
And
That's
then you
all.
walk out.
That's all you do.
Low key.
And then you say, never come back to my coffee shop again.
Yeah, there you go. I own it now.
And I want all of your friends to say, hey, I'm sorry for harassing you at your job.
Yeah,
And then you spit in their coffee.
some people might like that. We have an update. I would do it just because I'm wild.
It's just because I'm crazy.
So, last night I got multiple calls from my ex around 11 p.m. When I answered, he was clearly wasted and crying and mumbling and begging me to hear him out, saying he missed me more than anything.
Brother, you had a year.
You had a year.
Okay, my other thought, I just remembered it. If you actually loved OP or liked her,
You would have asked more questions than like the one question you asked.
and you would have missed her and probably had feelings say, hey, we could work this out. You stole from me. If Angelina stole from me, I would be mad, but I would still want to work it out. I'd be
You'd
like, we can't
why'd
do that.
you steal?
Come on.
I'll buy you that.
you can just have it. You don't have to
have
steal.
it.
Come on.
Why'd you sneak around?
I'm trying to think of what she would steal. Smarties. She would steal Smarties from me.
Yeah, but I would support her in that. I'd help her.
But those are vintage.
They're vintage.
They're single stitch.
the Smarties?
I'm just picking. I don't know.
Oh.
They're just important to me.
Your candy?
Yes.
Okay. I'll buy you more.
In this scenario. Okay, sorry. Anyways, I was kind of sick of this whole circus. So I agreed to meet him this morning.
No.
Yes, give me the tea.
Yes!
We want
If
the
they
tea.
get together, I'm rioting, and I'm going like directly onto that Reddit post, and I'm saying, girl, what are you doing?
You can PM her.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, it's Sophia from OK Storytime, and I've never done this. I needed to go to you directly to say, what are you doing?
Low key.
We should start doing that.
We should start sending the videos we have to them directly, so they know how we actually feel.
It's just like little videos of us like, idiot.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Stupid.
Dude, I'm so glad you did this, and it so feels like a little movie. What did they do to get back together? Okay,
I-
so we met
You're
at a
rage
cafe.
baiting me.
I actually feel this way.
What?
We met at a cafe near my job, and he looked horrible.
Good.
I was startled. I thought I could fix him. But the things he told me shocked me entirely.
Oh, a little sob story. A little sob story.
Of course,
for
how
OP.
else is he supposed to get back with her?
Yeah, he can only get back together if he makes her cry.
A little background information because it's important.
Yeah?
My ex-boyfriend's family is rich.
Shut
Like,
up.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We know.
Wow.
like
Boy.
really rich.
Yeah, we
Wow.
know. We figured that out.
His paternal grandparents are a university professor and a lawyer. His father is a doctor, and his mother is a nurse at the same private hospital. My ex-boyfriend is also in med school, and his sister goes to a private high school. My family, on the other hand, is not rich. I think we are upper class or middle class. I have no idea how these categories work, to be
If you
honest.
think you're upper class, I feel like you're probably upper class.
The fact that you're like, we're probably
Yeah,
like
if you're
middle,
like,
upper
I
class.
think we're upper class. Or
So to the
maybe
lower
middle
class, to the lower class, you're also rich.
Yeah, yeah.
Both me and my sister go to public schools, and the most important thing is we don't live in the city. My family on both sides are from villages from around 100 kilometers away from the capital where I go to college. Now back to the meeting.
Okay. So we learned what we already know.
Thank you for the context.
I took the advice some of you gave me and recorded the conversation in case anything bad happened. The reason his sister lied about me was because she saw me beneath them. She considered that a girl like me, poor and pathetic from a village, her words, did not deserve to be around people like them. She considered me a gold digger who dated rich men.
Yikes.
I knew this was going to happen.
Yikes. I'm sorry. Who's raising this girl? Who's raising her?
Bridgerton?
Well,
I don't know, maybe not that one. I don't know.
yeah, she's raised by the Featheringtons. Except they don't even have money.
Oh, that's a burn. She said she never felt guilty or any remorse for breaking our relationship up and considered that she did her brother a favor.
You just don't understand, brother. You cannot associate with the poors. They'll get the poor all over you.
My ex believed her over me because she's never done anything like that before. So he thought she was telling the truth, especially after she showed him videos.
Of OP walking around the house.
Dude, you know for a fact that this was premeditated.
Oh, yeah.
Where did she
Well,
get
I mean,
this
she
from?
told
Before she met him.
She told OP to go put that present in the room. Like, she set OP up.
Yeah, this is weird. I also told him about his friends. He said he only told his childhood friend, the one who apologized, the real reason behind the breakup, and told everyone else that we just didn't get along. He didn't know that they knew the story or that I had to change job locations because of them. He sent them a message in front of me calling them out on their behavior and blocked them. Here's how they went. Jane has a friend in high school, Olivia. Olivia is a stepsister of one of my ex-college friends, Paul. Jane told Olivia that I stole from them, and Olivia told Paul, who told the rest. The sister also got her punishment. Their mother is from a village in the mountains. She moved to the capital for the college and met her husband there. So the sister's words and actions also hurt the mother deeply, especially since her parents still live there in the village with the poor. And by the way, you'll never be poor. Listen to stories just like this. You'll be rich with laughter. All you got to do is go to OK Storytime on Apple, iHeartRadio, or Spotify and giggle along with ridiculous stories like this.
Yeah, you gotta break up.
I mean, you're
I
already
mean,
broken
stay
up.
broken up. You're already broken
Yeah.
up.
But
Let's keep those good times rolling.
You know what I would do? Give me like 500 pounds and I'll think about it. No, we're still broken up.
No. Yeah. No.
More
Keep
money
them-
may change
keep
my
them
mind.
coming. It didn't. Rough.
Dang.
Ooh, sorry.
I don't know.
You can buy my coffee though.
In fact, here's my other question. Do you want to be with a man with this maturity level?
Yeah.
If yes, go right ahead, sister. If no, good. You don't need that.
Don't need that. You're smarter than that.
Oh, man. I really hope that they take this sister and make her live in the village with the grandparents.
Wait, you do like a what's like a movie where they send like the rich, what is it?
Jungle to jungle.
What? No, like they send like a rich girl to go. She's got to go like,
Earn her keep or something.
yeah. What's a good movie of that? I'm only thinking of Wild Child, but that's not quite it. She actually kind
I
of
don't
goes to a
know.
rich school.
I don't watch those kind of movies.
The Prince on the Pauper.
No, because she's like chill with that. I need like rich girl is forced to go work on a farm.
Or rich girl decides to get a career and
Yeah, rich girl needs to get a job. That's I need that.
I was thinking Legally Blonde.
But she wants that. That's the difference. I need one where she doesn't want it.
The Simple Life.
The Simple Life. What's
I
that?
don't know. It's whatever Mama's Girl jacket says.
There's still a little bit left of the story though.
Yeah, we got a
And
little bit
Keon's
left.
gonna find that what movie?
Called Rich Girl.
Okay, we'll
Okay,
take
well
it.
there you go.
She's a rich girl, and you don't know. Lucy P. The Little Princess?
Yeah, but the Little Princess, she's still nice. She's chill about it. I love the Little
Cowbells.
Princess.
Yeah, we need someone that like is like descended. I don't know. Anyways, the Lawyer Princess, Sophia, there's like way too broad.
I
There's
just
like
want
500
one.
movies like that. Well, then name one.
Yeah,
The
name
Lawyer
one.
Princess.
From
Let's
Prada
go.
to Nada.
This is the rest of the story. They took the sister out of the private school, put her in a public one, and she will be going to live with her maternal grandparents until school starts in the village with the poor.
With the balls.
She is also not allowed to buy anything anymore, like designer stuff and whatever she was buying. She will have to take the bus to school from now on instead. They also downgraded her phone from an iPhone 16 to a 7, and she will get a new phone with her own money if she doesn't like this one.
Oh no.
That is rough, I will say. Going from my phone to like a downgraded one, I would have a hard time.
An iPhone 7, however will she live?
They should have gave her a flip phone.
The boss? Oh no.
This isn't happening in the near future since she refuses to get a job. Wait, what? This isn't happening in the near future?
Like, she's not going to be able to buy a new phone because she's not going to get a job.
Oh, got it. My ex also asked me at the end if there was still a chance of us getting together, and I told him I'll have to think about that.
Think about it, and your answer should be no.
Okay, well, her answer was yes because she just didn't want to say it on Reddit and get flamed.
Dude,
Could
no.
you check?
Her
Keon,
answer's no.
would you mind checking
Checking what?
No.
it to see if there's a little update or anything? My freaking man.
The
Yeah,
answer better be no.
iPhone downgrade is rough. Imagine going from face identification to thumbprint.
I'd get over it.
Yeah, the
That's
peasant
what
wagon.
I went. I went from an iPhone 6 to, I think this is 11 or 12.
You upgraded.
Yeah, but that's the only two phones I've ever had. iPhone 6 and this one.
Imagine going from that back to the other one with bad battery.
Oh, the battery would. But but usually it's because you've of how many times. I feel like they just make you can fix the battery.
I
though,
found
you
an
know?
update.
Well, I know the battery thing, that's actually a myth because they fixed that part. It's actually that the background apps are draining your battery while you're using it. So it's not that you're charging it overnight because some people will charge it and then unplug it. They set an alarm at 3 o'clock in the morning and unplug it, but it still does the same thing. Sorry, I can go all day about batteries and iPhones. What were you saying, Keon?
I found an update.
No freaking. Is it big?
It's medium. Actually, not that bad. It's not that bad.
I'm predicting that they got back together.
I hope not.
I think they did.
Should we do a
I
poll?
don't want
Let's do a poll.
that.
Poll, yes.
Yeah, give me a second.
I
Not
don't
what
want
you
them to get back
want.
together.
Not what you want, what you think happened. I don't want them to get back together, but they did. Okay, so hi everyone. I don't know if anyone is still interested in this, but I came up with a final update to this whole mess. I want to apologize to the people who messaged me and I didn't answer. I don't care. Let's get on with it. This might disappoint some people, but I got back together with my ex.
No!
Sorry, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
It's about the money, Spider-Man.
It's about the money. We're writing a book. We're getting a movie and a TV series on the side. Sophia has left. She is out of the room.
Sophia is not looking
Oh
good.
my gosh.
OP, you've disappointed me. I don't like you. You're
Again,
the a-hole.
Like I said,
You're the a-hole, OP.
look at OP right in the eyes and tell her how
I'm
you feel.
disappointed in you.
Okay, but their parents had hallways where she got lost in.
I feel like that's the only reason.
And you know what? That's
That
so
she's
reasonable.
here.
Even if Pedro Pascal did this, would you take
If
him back?
anyone accused me of stealing, then broke up with me for a year, and then comes waltzing back saying, "Oh, I found out that my sister lied, and I know I didn't listen to you at all."
And I miss
And then they come sobbing. I go, "Ew."
Dude, well,
I'm
what?
over them by the year.
But hear
I'm
me
not
out.
in love with them after a year.
Hear me out. You probably haven't seen anyone within that year. They have a boat with fun stuff
You
you can
think
do
I
on the
was-
boat. And they're rich and they'll take you on
Yeah,
vacations.
Sophia, what he was like, we can go on my yacht and it's your
I've
yacht.
been on a yacht. I don't need to go on
Do you
another
want
yacht.
a yacht? What is your yacht?
So they got back to. I knew it. She would have entertained this if she didn't want to get back together.
Boo.
So, before you jump on me, let me explain myself. These past few days while I was on the beach, technically I'm still there, I took time to think about this whole situation, and I realized that I still have feelings for him. Maybe not as strong as they were a year ago, but they're still somewhat there. Yesterday, I messaged him and told him that I agreed to try again only if we go to couples therapy. This was recommended by someone, and I love this idea. He agreed and even suggested to pay for it, but I declined and suggested going 50-50. Also suggested by someone not to take money from him or his family for a period of time. He also gave me a small update on a sister. She's currently at her grandparents' house and in the process of changing schools. After she returns home, she will have to get her job or bye-bye shopping. The only money she will get from her parents are going to be for school, but necessities only. I also suggested my boyfriend to get her into therapy, and he will discuss it with his parents. Sorry if this isn't an update, some we're waiting for. I'm happy that there isn't any more drama, and I'm really hoping getting back together wasn't a mistake. Thank you all for commenting. And all those that messaged me, sorry if I disappointed anyone for getting back together.
You did.
Also, some clarification I want to make. Some people commented on my last post that the story is taking place on the same day. It's not. My boyfriend's birthday last year and on every year was July 13th. The breakup happened on July 30th. This year, he messaged me on August 6th. I posted asking for advice days after our first conversation. I should have been more specific in my post. Also, people called the story fake, like it looks like K-pop drama. Guys, I'm not poor. I live very comfortably. I have a part-time job because I want to buy myself more
she's not poor.
stuff.
She just said she lives comfortably. That's not a poor people thing.
I only have a job because I want to pay stuff for myself. I feel bad that my father is spending so much money on me already. He pays for my rent. I don't live in a uni campus because of the conditions there.
What?
Because she's rich.
Girl, you're rich too. I live comfortably. Some people say we're upper class. Come on.
My university, my utilities and car insurance. We also have a pretty big house, even if we don't live there in the city and go on holiday 2 to 3 times a year.
You're rich. You go on holiday 2 to 3 times a year?
I also have my own car that I can take to the city with me if I want to, but the traffic is terrible, so I prefer public transportation. A 10-minute bus ride is like almost an hour with a car on weekdays, especially in the mornings and evenings. The whole thing with the sister started because she considered me poor and a gold digger. Yes, they are way richer than me and my family, but that doesn't mean I'm homeless.
Seems like you're rich too. They're just really rich.
Yep. And I'm not responding today because I'm at the beach. Sorry, guys. That's what she says. It ended.
I'm disappointed. Whatever.
She's a
it's
rich
fine.
girl.
It's fine.
I love it.
Amber says, no, she isn't rich. Her parents are rich.
Eat out the rich.
Riley's classic quote.
Kind of got to. She is. She is
Lou
eating
says,
out the rich.
I like public transportation. I'm just like the commoners. That's what it sounded like. She's like, I have a car, but I like public transportation.
Makes me feel like everyone else. It makes me feel less special. Makes me feel humble. Yeah, you all seem a bit rich. I agree. Going on holiday 2-3 times a year. Imagine being able to take off work that long. I probably could whip that up if I wanted
That's crazy.
I might need to do that for next year.
Yeah.
to. Next year, maybe I should get a few
You should-
holidays
you
in
My
should-
before
family,
you.
Yeah, you
I think
should
my
get it in
parents and
first.
I, we would go on holiday like once a year
Yeah, same.
when I was a kid. And usually it was to visit family in Australia. Like every 2 to 3
Oh.
years, we would go to Australia.
I feel like I'm competing for my husband's attention because of his sisters.
Oh, not the sisters!
When I started developing relationships with my new sisters-in-law, I noticed some quirks from the both of them. At first, I chalked it up to the language barrier, despite their near-perfect English, then wondering if I was overreacting or misunderstanding what they meant. After letting minor comments and actions slide, it seems like they amped things up to see how much they could get away with. I only brought this to my husband's attention when they started doing more blatant things, but he still defends one of them. By the way, this comes from Consistent Total 764. And if you want to submit your own stories, just go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, my husband's older sister practically worships the ground he walks on. She's obsessed with him. She even uses a POV photo I took of my husband as her phone wallpaper. Creepy.
Okay.
I don't like.
Do you have anyone else you could maybe make that your background?
Red flag number 1. That wouldn't be such a big deal if it weren't for the fact that the photo is shot as if the photographer is about to lean in and kiss him, something you'd expect to see as a significant other's wallpaper. Red flag 2.
Yeah, that's the red flag right there.
That's a whole separate red flag.
Yeah.
Same photo, 2 red flags. I excused the smaller things, but when the wallpaper incident happened, I was grossed out and upset because it's completely inappropriate. After this, I tremendously cut down communication with her, as my husband advised only speaking to her when necessary. She messaged me a week later asking what I'd been up to and saying she missed me. Sweet, I thought. Maybe I was overreacting after all. I briefly told her I'd been busy and mentioned that in my free time, I played some video games. 2 or 3 days after this conversation, she proceeded to make her entire personality about playing video games. Red flag 3. She posted Snapchat stories about video games nonstop that were so long you couldn't even see which snap you were on when viewing her story. They were 30 minutes or longer, no exaggeration. I became very upset because I can't stand people like this. It reminds me of obnoxious pick-me girls in high school. She effectively made herself into a total gamer girl overnight. Again, I'm disgusted by this behavior because why is she trying so hard to intimidate and compete with me? I didn't replace the sister role. I'm literally his wife. This behavior is absolutely disgusting to me. Okay, so Dakota, what do you think is going on here with older sister?
I think there's people's brains just short circuit when they feel like territorial about like relatives or people. And it's like the only person who can set this straight is like the relative in question. Your partner like needs to go to his sister and say enough is enough.
His younger sister, on the other hand, is an outright witch. And she even admits she can be annoying and rude sometimes. She's made straight up discriminatory comments towards me, suggested my husband doesn't treat me as well as he would a girl from back home, and even tried to plan my wedding as if it were her own. Red flag. Again. My husband and I are already married, but we plan to have a ceremony later in his home country to celebrate with his family. His younger sister has sent me several photos of near white or full white extravagant dresses she says she'll wear to my wedding, as well as several over-the-top hairstyles, like those from Bridgerton that she says she'll have done especially for my wedding. My husband comes from a culture with very tight family bonds, which has made this even more difficult. I've talked to him about this, and he insists the older sister is just socially awkward and so innocent she doesn't understand what she's doing was wrong. He says he can't mention it to her. I'm made to feel like I'm wrong for believing this is strange behavior.
Yeah, that's crazy because if she really is completely innocent, why would you not mention it to her? It's like, hey, innocent sister who doesn't know what she's doing, let me inform you on what it is you're doing. You can't wear white to the wedding, and you can't have a hairstyle so outrageous it makes you look like the bride.
Right. And also, if you are aware that her behavior is inappropriate, as the ones who know, it is, if you care for this sister, your responsibility to correct her behavior so she doesn't get in trouble. Like, imagine if like all the family's like gone or doing something else, right? And she does this with someone who does not take any of that nonsense. She's in trouble. And because she doesn't know, because you didn't teach her, there is a little bit of culpability knowing that she behaves like this.
Yeah, if that is what's really going on.
Right. I don't think that's actually what's going on.
I think she knows what she's doing.
But if that's their excuse, poking holes.
Exactly.
He said he would address this with them, but never has and keeps putting it off. With the rude sister, at least he can agree she's wrong. But he still won't bring this up to either of them. I can't stand either of them, and it's to the point where I don't even want to meet them in person or move anywhere near them because I can see how they are as people and know it will just get worse. I want to stay in another country altogether, no closer than flying distance. I'm starting to question if I made the right decision getting married because my husband gets offended when I even suggest setting boundaries or addressing them, as if I'm asking him to cut them out of his life. I don't want the rest of my life to be me avoiding his family events. Recently, he's come around and is slightly more understanding, but he still defends the older sister 100% as if she's done nothing wrong. I really love him, and I want this to work, but I know it may never work if he can't even see where I'm coming from. I don't know how to address this with him any further, and the bigger issue now is him defending his sisters no matter what while not being willing to pick up the phone and stand up for his wife. Do you have any advice? And there are some comments, but what would your advice first off be, Dakota?
I think you try to flip the script. You're like, what if I had a brother? What if I had a brother and he was doing exactly what your sister was doing? Would you feel like it was chill? If I was just like, no, it's okay. Like, I'm sure that would make him go, no, but it's different. And it's like, well, no, how is it different? It's exactly what's happening right now.
I think that the husband needs some outside perspective. So either get a neutral third party, like a family friend who like knows both of you pretty well, or someone who's like paid to do this, like a therapist or something,
Mhm.
or just spend time away with each other, like no contact from them, like go on vacation, no contact, something like that, so that you can just be together and not have to worry about their outside influence. Because I think
Yeah.
it sounds like together they're great, but whenever the family comes in, that's when the tensions start.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all coming from the fam.
All right, here are the comments. Comment number 1: I bet his parents have coddled the two sisters and treated them like precious spoiled brats. So even he believes on some level that they're perfect angels. I think he's slowly coming around to understand that what they do is wrong, but it's difficult for him to go against the family habit of treating these sisters like perfect little angels. So he's fighting the realization that these sisters are pretty gross, while also dealing with a family culture that insists they're wonderful. His family is very tight-knit, so he might be afraid of what standing up to them will mean. I hope he'll realize that no woman is going to accept the way his sisters behave, so he has to fight this fight sooner or later, or else forever be single. The first sister sounds like she has no personality or very low self-esteem, and there's something going on with her spicy brain. I think she's a copycat who copies everyone about her to try to get in their shoes. It was pretty gross that she tried to be you as if she could get into her brother's pants.
Yes.
That's some serious family dynamic issues that need a heavily paid therapist. Again, therapy is your friend.
Therapy is always your friend.
The other sister sounds like a bad person, and the only way she's agreeing to be in this wedding is if you spend a lot of money and lavish attention on her. That's not a good look. I think the real problem is that your husband says this is a tight-knit family, but I don't think that's true. I don't even think he realizes it. I think a lot of this family dynamic is fake and cultured, and the siblings aren't very close at all. I think he's terrified to lose them because that's what the family has always been. These aren't healthy relationships. You coming into this family will mean having a relationship with your husband and probably not much with the other two women. That's the only way I see this working. As your husband starts to stand up for you more, it will alienate him more from the family culture that treats the sisters like perfect angels. If he's this afraid of being cut off from the family, it makes me wonder if he has a good reason for that fear. We've already seen unhealthy behaviors here. I wonder if he's terrified of being outcast and having no one to talk to him for a decade if he doesn't grovel and worship. I don't think you'll have much traction asking him to do abstract things like talk to someone. He's too afraid of being cut off. You'll have better results asking him to do specific, concrete things. Please don't send any pictures of us to your sister because I don't like what she's doing with them. Is more specific and actionable. Also, who are you throwing this big wedding for? I understand you're already married and this wedding is for the family, but keep in mind, this wedding isn't for his side of the family. You don't like them and they don't like you. Don't feel like you have to throw away thousands of dollars for a horrible nightmare that nobody will enjoy. If it's going to be like that, you might as well keep your money and go on a nice vacation instead. OP says, I 10,000% agree. I have no desire to throw any type of party just so his family can run around and play dress up, and I've expressed this. However, it seems to be a non-negotiable for him because it's what the family wants. I had a small family, mostly just my mom's side. I think there's some disconnect because I was pushed to learn that mom and dad aren't always right, and it's okay to live your own path in life even if it doesn't please your family. He kind of went against the grain marrying me since I'm from outside the culture, and it took some convincing with his dad. I think he doesn't want to rock the boat anymore because people already assume I'm the evil Westerner coming to assert my individualistic ideologies on their codependent, collectivistic culture. Each time we discuss this, he gets defensive and always acts as if I asked him to go no contact with his family. I would never ask him to do something like that, but the mere thought of discussing some dysfunction is scary for him, I guess. And there is an update, so we'll get to that next, but
Yeah, I don't know. I think this might be like a dude, if you're unwilling to change this, I'm gonna walk away. Like if you can't stand up for me in this situation, what's the next situation you won't stand up for me? You know? Like, and I don't believe in using ultimatums to get what we want in relationships, but like, that might be one of the only things that makes him like wake up like, oh, like this is okay.
it's also
I have to
like-
choose.
I think an ultimatum's okay if it's a safety thing. Like, this is not a safe family for her to be around because they're always criticizing her and assaulting her mental health and trying to like take over their wedding with thousands of dollars. It's not healthy for OP to be so judged and feeling so marginalized.
Right.
And husband's gonna have to pick. There's a line in the sand where you can have a relationship with your family, but it changes once you bring someone else into that. And I don't think he realizes that. And the relationship's not gonna work if he doesn't defend his wife like he should.
Yeah.
So let's get to this update, shall we? After reading some comments on my previous post, I'm now contemplating possibly getting a divorce.
Oh, well, okay.
Husband, it's choice time, buddy boy.
It's the time has come.
After thinking about it today, I'm starting to realize that this small issue will only get worse because I can't make my husband give a crap about his sisters treating me poorly. He'll probably always defend them before his wife until he realizes himself that he needs to change and maybe defend his wife when she's treated poorly. You know something you don't have to defend, guys? Listening to this full episodes of podcasts and stories like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple, iHeart, wherever you listen to podcasts, search up OK Storytime and listen to 70 days worth of stories.
Yes.
Just like this one.
There's no way to defend. The tidal wave of stories will overcome any defense. It is an onslaught.
The only defense you need is more OK Storytime.
That's right.
So there's another update, but how are you feeling about the potential of divorce here? Do you think it's going to wake him up?
I think that, maybe, I mean, I'm hoping that OP is expressing this to, fiance or her husband, like, instead of just into the void of the internet. But, like, it needs to be, I mean, it's unfortunate. And I kind of flip-flop on this, but it's all contextually dependent. It's like you're marrying into another family. And so if that other family is going to be a negative impact on you, like other family members, it's really important that your partner can acknowledge that and y'all can work through it or around it together as a united front instead of like, being like, oh, I'm constantly having to fight these battles alone.
Like, there's family A, there's family B, but you're also making family C.
Right, exactly.
By putting this union together.
Yeah, and if you can't prioritize the new family you're making as equally, at least, important as the family you already have, then I think that's fundamentally a huge problem.
If he can't choose now, OP, and stick to it, then divorce is the only way that either of them will be happy.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, yeah.
So to this update, he truly is a great guy in my opinion, but he doesn't get the concept of taking a step back from his immediate family and starting his own. Family C, there you go. I don't want to live a life where my opinions and thoughts about how we raise our children are constantly overshadowed by what he and his family think. I'm not going to make any rash decisions. I'm just contemplating it right now and will seek out counseling for myself at least, since he doesn't believe in going to couples therapy.
Ooh.
That is a big thing because he's not even willing to negotiate now.
Yeah, come on.
Regardless, I'll try to ask him again and convey how important this is to me to see if we can save this. I don't want to get a divorce, but if he isn't willing to compromise whatsoever and draw boundaries, I don't want to live a miserable life where I'm always second to his family. I keep imagining a future with this issue, and it honestly looks absolutely miserable. This is crappy to say, but at least I'm still relatively young, and hopefully if this doesn't work out, I have a chance to find someone who to marry later on who actually cares about how I'm treated. And unfortunately, that is the end of this story, but I think OP kind of got it on the head. Like, I think maybe together, they're great. It's just he can't disentangle himself enough from his family and culture to be the individual that she needs him to be all the time.
Yeah.
When it's them alone, he can do it. But when faced with the outside pressure is going to win.
Yeah.
She's never going to be the priority.
Yeah. My boyfriend dislikes dogs. Should I break up with him? Yes! My boyfriend, Paul, 25 male, and I, 22 female, met in college at a seminar and hit it off right away. We were really obnoxiously sappy and had a lot of fun together. I let him know right off the bat that I loved dogs and had 2 big dogs, Bub, a Mastiff mix, and Red, a German Shepherd. I also let him know that I regularly fostered, volunteered, and did basic obedience/behavioral training for various agencies. By the way, this comes from Throw It Away 3. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, he told me that he loved dogs. He even offered to go to dog parks, training seminars, and jogging with me, Bub, and Red. I was over the moon because now I could spend time with my favorite person and my little buddies. I began to notice that sometimes Paul would be standoffish around dogs when he thought I wasn't paying attention, and Bub and Red never took to him. I later found out it was because he'd only touch or play with them while I was around, and he'd ignore them when I wasn't. I chalked it up to the fact that he had small dogs as a child and wasn't used to large ones. Also, they can be somewhat intimidating when you meet them due to their size. More red flags appeared when we'd spend most of the time at my place because it was really big and I lived by myself while he lived with 3 roommates. He started dropping hints about us moving in together a year ago, but I told him I wasn't comfortable with that until he was financially responsible. He has over $100,000 in debt. Oof, and being in grad school kept that number climbing. And we wouldn't be moving in together until he could pay his portion of the rent. I rent, quote unquote, for my dad for around $2,000 a month, and he can barely pay the $300 for his current place. This made him mad, and he'd make passive-aggressive comments about Bub, Red, and my freeloading foster dogs. So that's when you break up with him right there.
Your dogs aren't
Freeloading?
even paying rent.
That's crazy.
These dogs need jobs. He was also insanely jealous of Max, the dog trainer and sitter I use.
Oh boy.
I knew Max when he first opened his business with his best friend and have always used their services for Bub and Red, mainly because they have seriously good credentials, give me great training demonstrations and advice for free. Their training methods are compatible with my dogs, and I receive half off for being their first/longtime customer. Paul would make rude comments about him, was really jealous, and when I pick up my dogs from their office, he'd complain about the office smelling like crap. It doesn't. They've house-trained all the dogs, they sit, and keep it spotless. Then he would tell me to go myself. But if I stay for more than 5 minutes, he'd barge in and make a big deal about taking forever, even though I tell him I'm going to take 10 minutes to go over their training and their day. I guess what made me break it off, nice, is that Red is a dog I fostered, then adopted after I left my parents' home for college. When I first got him, he was a horribly behaved, skinny dog with human and dog aggression. I worked for a year to getting him used to other people and dogs to curb his aggression, plus constant obedience training, a strict diet and exercise, so he'd become the perfect angel he is today.
Lovely.
He's around 6 years old and is a purebred German Shepherd of dubious origin, meaning that there might be a host of genetic problems that I don't know about and can't even track his pedigree to find out. Over the past month, he's not as active, is losing his appetite, and has lost a lot of weight.
No.
I have paid thousands to have every test done and have gone to numerous vets and specialists, but they still don't know the problem. I'm watching my baby boy wither away in front of me, but all Paul has done is insult me for wasting money on a lost cause.
Oh my gosh. You can't be you can't be insulting the dog and against the dog in any case. But you especially can't be doing that when the dog is going through this hard time. That is the worst time to talk about that.
Ugh. So he made a comment yesterday about how I've never lent him that much money, and when he bites the dust, that'll free up some space.
Ooh.
I hate this man. OP says, I hate showing extreme emotions and prefer to have calm discussions, but I blew up and we got into our first screaming match, and it should be your last, where I basically asked what his problem was, and he admitted that he lied about loving dogs because he thought a girl like me would never date him unless he did, and that he hates/is jealous of my dogs, thinks dogs are disgusting, and can't wait until my dogs pass away because then he can finally move in and they'll be out of our lives.
That is incredibly pathetic.
God.
It's pathetic. You're jealous of dogs. I had a man once say that I couldn't call my dogs cutie because I called him that.
Wow.
It's so
so pathetic. And especially what this guy is saying of like, oh, I had to lie about myself for a girl like you to love me. You had to lie about who you are and what you like and keep up that lie around her just so that she can love you. Like, dude, that's so stupid.
It's guys like this that make me understand why women would pick the bear. So this all ended with me screaming for him to get out. He refused to leave at first, but eventually left after I threatened to call the cops. After he was gone, I texted that we were done. I ended up sitting on the floor crying and hugging my babies.
Yeah.
He's been teetering between texting insults and apologies. I blocked his number, but I guess he told all our friends that I'm crazy and I broke up with him out of the blue over a mutt. Some have messaged me about what my effing problem is. I'm a psycho loser for dumping him. It's just an effing mutt.
Well, yeah,
and you can
anyone
just
who
block
says
all those
that,
people.
Anyone who texts you, it's just an effing mutt, I would say, I hate you, don't talk to me.
I would
Yeah.
say, let's look at your ancestry.
Yeah.
I broke up after an argument with him during an emotionally charged situation, something I'm not used to. He's really passive-aggressive sometimes, but that was the first time he said anything like that. My question is, should I contact him to talk now that we've both had time to calm down? No! No! What's there to talk about? It was really fun spending time with him, even though the whole thing was built on a lie the whole time. Plus, I'm not sure if he really feels that way about Bub and Red because he's never been cruel to them or mistreated them. I think it might be because he's frustrated I refused to let him move in. No, he just told you the truth and you need to hear it and believe it. Also, how do I handle the friends situation? Our friends seem to have developed an extremely negative opinion of me and won't stop sending me texts about my how I was being, see you next Tuesday. You just say, this guy was telling me he can't wait for my dog to...
Yeah. Like, let me inform you a little bit from my
Yeah.
perspective.
What do you think about that? And if they still are like, you're wrong, bye. Goodbye. Not my friend anymore. Thank you for all your advice and concern. When this was posted, I hadn't slept, and my thoughts were all over the place. Honestly, besides Paul, I don't interact with anyone in a friendly setting besides my dogs and Max, which is why I think he hates them so much. Date Max. Rereading my post and every reply and personal message, I feel disgusted with myself for even thinking about contacting him or subjecting my babies to his presence.
Yay.
He has taken to texting and calling me from different numbers, so I just sent him one
Nice.
message via Facebook telling him not to contact me and blocked him. I've decided to cut off all of his friends. I don't need that in my life. I've also set an appointment with my vet to discuss the possibility that Red may have been poisoned or slowly poisoned.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
Jail. Straight to jail.
Honestly, I feel like you could do something.
Yeah,
That's like
that's animal abuse.
yeah.
You send him to jail. Someone messaged me asking why I really liked him, and I'll address that here. He's the first guy besides Max to approach me without flirting or an ulterior motive. I grew up my whole life being told that my looks were most important and my goal in life should be marrying someone who was at least as wealthy as my dad. Funny story, when my mom paid attention to me, it was to share life advice like, sweetie, you better hope you grow into your nose because Dr. John, her plastic surgeon, might retire by the time your face figures out if it wants to be ugly.
Oh my god, that kept getting so much worse.
Dang.
That
Dang.
one statement.
Sounds like that mom who just likes to drink red wine and takes Xanax. His apparent disinterest regarding my physical appearance made me really happy, and the fact that he didn't fit into the grand plan my parents set made me feel like I was making my own choice. Right now, my dogs are ignoring me because I got their fur all wet. I'm getting them a squeaky toy today to make up for it.
Oh.
And there is an important update here. Do we have any
Excited
thoughts
to see.
before? I mean, clearly,
Yeah,
you've left the man.
that's great. Yeah, I think those are understandable, reasons to kind of stay with someone and to it's understandable to think those things. But hopefully after this, you'll learn that like that's not the only requirement. There's a lot more boxes that someone needs to check off, and that doesn't mean that they're like the best person to stay with. I'm sure she'll learn that.
Update. Most important update, Red is doing better. I went to a
Yay.
holistic vet and took their advice on switching him from a conventional kibble diet to a raw diet with supplements, and it was like a miracle. He ate everything and has been putting on weight.
Woohoo!
Plus, his activity level shot through the roof, and he's happier because he can go on small hikes and go swimming again. It's only been 2 weeks since the change, but Bub and I have our buddy back, and it's the best. I've done a lot of thinking, and they say hindsight is 20/20, but I still feel bad. I had this realization that I clung on to Paul because I've spent years isolating myself from everyone. It was easier to rely on him than to put myself out there and interact. When we first met, he made the effort to hang out. When he wanted to date, I agreed because I was lonely and he was fun and sweet. He'd talk so I didn't have to, and he dictated the standards of our relationship. I also think that he liked me because of that. He didn't need to worry about other people talking to me because I didn't have anyone else. Maybe in the beginning he put up with my dogs because they were the lesser of two evils, but he still hated them because they were something I loved and cared about that wasn't him. I also think that's the same reason he hated Max, because I could actually talk to him like a friend, and Paul felt threatened. I'm also at fault for the problems in our relationship. I used Paul as an outlet for human interaction. Well, he's your boyfriend, so that's fair. And an excuse not to need to get to know people. Well, that's just codependency. I always made excuses for issues that arose during our relationship because addressing them scared me. I never told him if I didn't like something, and I just smiled at everything. I think that's why he thought that without my dogs, our life would be picture perfect. I'd always concede to whatever he wanted, except when it came to them and finances. The finance part is mainly because I lent him money in the beginning of our relationship and he never paid me back. Sweetie, I feel like you found a guy who just saw you as a target. He's like, oh, here's a woman who will do whatever I say. Plus, my money is from my dad and inheritance from my grandpa, and I feel like a leech if I spend it frivolously. I didn't contact Paul, but I did reach out to his best friend, James, who didn't bother me after the breakup, and asked if he could stop by my place to pick up Paul's things. I asked him if he could come alone because I didn't want to see Paul, and he agreed. But when he came, I saw Paul with him, but standing behind a pillar. I asked the security guard to take the box out to them and went back to my condo.
Smart. That was very smart. What? Paul was hiding?
I was told by the front desk later that day that Paul tried to get inside but was stopped by security, and he ended up causing some damage to the lobby. My dad found out, and he doesn't want me living there anymore, so I'll be moving in April.
Good.
I've started trying to meet new people and make some friends. It's been somewhat hard, but Max is helping. New boyfriend. He set up a group dog hike with all his clients. Nothing breaks the ice as well as a group of dogs. Bub and his greyhound girlfriend spent the entire time ignoring everyone and canoodling, which was so cute. I met a lot of nice people, and we planned some play dates, and a nice couple invited me to lunch. I found out Max has never watched a single Marvel movie, so we're going to marathon them all at my place.
Uh-oh. I like where this is going.
I also went to a board game night with some people I volunteer with. We played Settlers of Catan, Monopoly, and Forbidden Island. Board games are fun. And by the way, it's also fun to listen to full episodes with stories like this on your favorite podcast platform. Just search OK Storytime and you can listen to all of the stories. We have a little bit left here. I think let's just finish it off, huh?
Let's do it. Go ahead.
My sister called me up asking if I could convince our dad to let her stay at his beach house for spring break. She didn't want to ask him herself because last year she and her friends trashed it. I offered to let her and her boyfriend stay with me instead. She asked about Paul, and I told her about our breakup. She was very sympathetic and sweet until I finished, and then she laughed at me, told me I was dumb, and that she's telling Mom. Later, Mom called to gloat about how she was right about Paul being crappy and the consequences of not listening to her, and to tell me she's setting me up with her friends' sons because I'll fail if I do anything myself.
Oh my God.
I told her, don't set me up, but she gave my number to a bunch of people and set up dates without asking. Guess what? You don't have to go to them.
True.
I'm trying to power through and focus on myself and my babies. Thank you, everyone, for your advice. Whenever I have moments of weakness, I just reread the entire thread. It's been very helpful, and I'm working hard to apply a lot of the comments to my life.
Nice.
And that is the end of that story.
Look
Wow.
at that. Look at that.
But that's the end of that story and the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.